Radio. It's Jobber Radio. It's Jobber Radio. Oh, wrestling podcast featuring Matt Zion, Bomber Rap, Scott and Lee, and the one and only Peanut. It's Jobber Radio. Jobber Radio. It's Jobber Radio. It's Jobber Radio. It's Jobber Radio. Bitches.
Peanut, you son of a bitch. Timothy Thatcher has wrestled in CZW.
I knew it.
You've ruined it. I was praising you and you ruined it.
No, he made it better.
To me, in my opinion, you can hate me if you want. I think Brock Lesnar is the best wrestler in wrestling right now.
Settle in. It's going to be great.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Jobber Radio, our apparently now bi-monthly podcast. That seems the route we're going right now. We've done, 2 episodes this year so far, so 1 a month we're averaging, so better than I expected. But anyway, I'm Jake, a.k.a. Bomber. We do have some people here today. I just want to say Rab is not here. He's out watching Hamilton somewhere, apparently, and Matt Zion is not here tonight. He is fighting the world's political wars, I guess. That's the best way to describe that. But the people that we do have here today, first of all, the guy that wants to talk some wrestling, Lee. Lee, how are you doing tonight? You feeling good?
Oh, I'm feeling good. Just a little behind the scenes here for all the people listening out there. The reason this podcast hasn't been on for a while is it's more my fault. If you don't know it, we'll have sort of contract negotiations with Bomber that we do on an annual basis. And, Bomber wasn't coming up with the scratch that I wanted. So I was in talks with such luminaries as Conrad Thompson. Brian Alvarez. Luckily, Brian Alvarez is a geek and Conrad Thompson is a fat loser with no talent. So I decided to stick with Jobber Radio, even though I am getting a bit of a pay cut, but we'll talk about that later, Bomber, I'm sure, in private. I'm glad to be here, pal.
If you weren't trying to drive up the prices, maybe it wouldn't be so difficult being a little diva here.
You got to pay me what I'm worth, man.
Exactly. So speaking of paying somebody what they're worth, I don't think that's a good segue, but Peanut is here, the man, the myth, the legend. Peanut, how are you doing? Are you ready to talk some wrestling?
If we got paid per episode, I think I'd be in debt.
Yeah. Probably.
So I'm glad not. Yeah, I definitely would owe you guys money. I'm glad to be here. I saw the Rumble, and I haven't seen anything since. So I'm pretty much just an extra body. I'll chime in with the one-liner, the zinger, every once in a while. And I do want to point out, it's a new year.
Yep.
This is tough to say. I no longer want to go by Peanut.
What?
Since Matt Zion is officially kind of MIA, I should take over the rightfully my birth name of Botassia.
Of what?
Botassiism.
Potassium.
You said 2 different things. Which one is it?
We're calling you Peanut forever.
It
We're calling you Peanut forever. So just, I think you got to live with that one. You got to live with that one, Chief. But you got any Skittles or anything? You always have some kind of weird candy that you come into this with.
To be honest, I was thinking something's missing today. I don't have my snack. I don't have a Swedish fish. I don't got any chocolate bars. I got no Kit Kats.
Sweet.
I have a glass of water.
Sweet tarts.
The new year, I cut out sugary drink beverages.
So no more Blue Moon?
No. I mean, I can only handle about one of those, so I drink about one a month.
Oh my God. So the other guy here today, last but certainly not least, Scott. Scott, how are you doing over there? The fellow Canadian brother with your buddy Lee there. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. If we're getting paid by appearance, I'm doing rather well, I think.
Yeah, this guy is
only 1 or 2, so I've got that locked down. We got to talk about contract definitely though, because it's been a while. So.
Yeah, he's making bank. You're making better bank than all of us, I think, is what it is.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But speaking of sugary drinks, I will say I'm sitting here with I was waiting to segue into that one. I am sitting here with my fresh glass of strawberry lemonade, so I'm feeling good myself. I'm feeling
Is it
pretty
store
good.
bought or is it like?
Oh yeah, it's store bought. It's Minute Maid.
Okay, ugh.
Oh, so
That makes sense. Minute Maid.
You didn't
Texas.
hand squeeze the strawberries.
No, this is not home. I have made homemade lemonade several times, and it's fantastic. But nope, just went with the jug of strawberry lemonade today. So anyway, yeah, I'm feeling pretty amped up myself. Just woke up like an hour ago, maybe less than an hour ago. So let's talk about some real wrestling here. Okay, first of all, I thought we were going to do a show building up the Rumble, talking about who we thought was going to win. That didn't happen. So now we're going to talk about what did happen, what happened at the Rumble, the fallout, and what it means going into WrestleMania 36? Six, yes. The pirate one, Pirates of the Caribbean. So, first things first. We had our 2 Rumble winners. We had Charlotte. We had Drew McIntyre. Do any of those shock you guys? Right off the bat, we're going to start with that. I guess, Lee, do any of those names shock you?
Charlotte certainly didn't, because it seems like they've been, from what I've seen of the TV, the limited TV I've watched, they've been trying to, sort of keep her positioned in all the sort of big feuds and stuff like that. So she's sort of jumping around from NXT to the regular roster stuff and kind of mixing it up with everybody almost. And as far as Drew McIntyre, I guess it's a bit of surprise in the sense that it's like they waited way too long to do anything with him, and I just don't really care all that much. But I mean, the Charlotte stuff is at least good in the sense that you're going to get a bunch of good matches with a bunch of good workers, and workers I actually give a shit about. I'd rather watch the chicks do their foxy boxing in WWE than anything else at this point. So that was a success, at least. The Drew McIntyre stuff, I don't really buy him as a babyface, honestly. So that's a bit of a wet fart for me. But yeah.
Yeah, I am with you on that one. What about you, Scott? Did these come as a surprise to you?
No, I didn't think they would actually go with Charlotte, but I'm not surprised because I've said this before. People are like, oh, Charlotte doesn't need this. Charlotte doesn't need that. Well, that's how you get people like Charlotte or Rick or Michaels or like they win all the things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Some people just do that, and it's like, oh, they don't need it. Yeah, well, that's how you get the elite, and she can carry it. She's proven it. She's probably the best modern women's wrestler there is. Like her or hate her, she is. And this is kind of a gimme after last year where it seemed like it was foregone. Her and Ronda were a Mania main event, and then Becky kind of came along and they went with the Golden Goose for a bit, and they're kind of letting Charlotte have another one here to do something unique with NXT and all that fun stuff. So Charlotte's not a surprise. I honestly figured it would be Baszler because that would lead toward Becky, and well, the classic case with the Rumble is they still find ways to do those matches anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Because we're still going to get that, I assume. So
presumably with the chamber.
Yeah,
and whatnot.
assume. Yeah, we'll talk about more about that later.
Drew, though, I mean, I picked him in the league. He seemed to be the one they were positioning. They were kind of really rallying behind him, and all the options seemed to make sense for him to be the one to do it. I didn't think he'd win the Rumble. I thought he'd actually be the one to toss Lesnar, but not go all the way. So that's cool. Him being the big monster badass that wants to just kick people's heads off is great, but he's been on Raw 2 weeks in a row as a happy-go-lucky face who also kicks people's faces off. That's fine. I get the kick. Like he's still the badass, but he's being silly jokey, and it's like, okay, well, it's still kind of working, but it's not needed. He needs to be out there as a mercenary to kill Lesnar. He's out there beating up MVP. It's like, I know they're in a holding pattern, but there's no harm in having him knock off even like people who were in the Rumble prior to him, because he was number 16. Lesnar went through the first 15 of them.
Oh, man. Yeah.
He can literally go back and beat some of those guys. Like, oh, I should have been me, and have McIntyre versus Cesaro or McIntyre versus the other guys. That could take up 2 months to Mania. But yeah, the jokey stuff, I don't like it, but I've said that before. Like, they overdo it when they do that stuff.
They do it with everybody. Whenever they turn someone face,
well, that's the
what
problem.
they do.
Yeah.
They make them the smiling dork.
But at least he's still able to be like an outright mercenary in it. They haven't taken that away, but I don't like what they added. But yeah, like I said, it's a bit of a surprise they're actually doing with him. Like, I always figured he'd be WWE champion. It was going to be a matter of time. They're high on him. He's got everything. They're doing it right. He's here for a bit. But I didn't think he'd be going to Mania with Lesnar for it. That's like, okay, sure, cool.
Weird switch of things.
But it's something new. I mean, fucking Ricochet is going to Saudi for the title shot too. So they're having some interesting new stuff, and that's what I've wanted from Lesnar. So I'm all for it.
So Peanut, I don't know how actively you've been watching, but going into the Rumble,
I was not expecting anybody to win. So when Charlotte won, I was like, well, of course, because that's all I know.
Oh, well, of course.
Who else would?
It's been so long. I'm trying to forget. Like, I forgot everything that happened in the matches.
In the actual match.
I remember what pissed me off though. Like, Morrison came out and then he got eliminated. I'm like, I was building up with people I was watching. I'm like, man, this guy's gonna do something cool.
9 seconds. 9 seconds in the match. Morrison.
Yep. So that embarrassed me from my friends.
That wasn't the shortest time though. I'm looking at the stats right now. Eric Rowan was 8 seconds.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh, what's the record? It's like 5, right?
No, it's like
overall
3.
one.
Is
like
it
literally
1?
1 second? Santino in and out. Boom.
Yeah,
It was 1. Okay.
Yeah, it was a close
Warlord
line.
was like just over 1. Yeah, they've done it in a second.
Yeah.
Now
the
are we gonna
shortest
like?
was Rowan.
Do we want to talk about the Rumble itself?
Yeah,
or-
yeah. I was just the first thing I was wondering if those names surprised you. I will say for me, if you guys remember our last episode, aka like 6 or 7 weeks ago, I'm pretty sure I called Charlotte winning the Rumble. So obviously that one wasn't too much of a surprise.
I mean, you have a track record of picking Rumble winners.
Yeah.
Or
Well, that one
pushing
actually
them in that direction.
Yeah, but the thing with the men's, I didn't really expect McIntyre to win. This was one of my favorite Rumbles going into it, like beforehand, because I honestly, I could have threw a dart at the wall. I have no idea I had no clue who was going to win this one, and that made it so much better for me watching it. It's so much more enjoyable. And then Lesnar came in. I know some people didn't like it. I fucking loved Lesnar's run in the Rumble, just destroying everybody. I fucking loved it. Did you guys like it, or were you some of the outliners that really did not outliers that really didn't like the Lesnar run?
It was annoying, but it was like I was annoyed, but it wasn't like I want to turn this off annoyed. It was just like I can't wait for something to happen. So like I was hooked, I guess I should say.
Yeah,
it was good. It was different. It was when say what you want about Lesnar being an entitled lazy piece of shit who's probably gamed the system better than anybody in wrestling at this point. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have to do any work at all and get paid millions every year. When he's on, he's on. Yeah, he's smart. And when he's on, he's on. He went in there and he put on a fucking show, and he was the most interesting thing on the whole goddamn show. Him eliminating 15 people straight or whatever. That was the most interesting thing on the show. And say what you want, but it's different from the general WWE formula, and it was interesting to watch, and I thought it was pretty cool, and I thought it played to Lesnar's strengths really well, and it told a story. So why are you complaining about it?
Yeah, it looked like he had so much fun too. Like the look on his face, he was so hyped. He was jumping off of I forgot who it was, maybe Big E or maybe it was Kofi, but he ran and just jumped off of one and just, man, it looked like he was having a lot of fun in there.
See, I never got it always to me it always seems like he's having fun. You can tell when he gets the opportunity to bump, he just goes nuts.
I think
he's like a freak.
Okay, this is one of the controversial things I've pretty much have said in a while is coming right now. I think Brock Lesnar is the best wrestler in wrestling right now.
Yeah,
I think he is one of the best sellers. I think he is, when he's in there, he doesn't see, everybody calls him, oh, he's lazy. I don't think that's necessarily true. He just does what he has to do. He does what he has to do.
And that I mean, you're not going to get any argument from me at all. He's like Hogan in a way, where Hogan
that's a good call.
But all he had to do was leg drop and hold his ear out to the crowd. That's all he had to do. Work smarter, not harder. Now, Lesnar found a way to do it once every other month. That's where people are like, oh, he's late. He doesn't want to show up. No, he doesn't have to. Because when he does show up, everyone pays attention. Everyone's on board. Everyone wants to see him win or lose. the Rumble, the people who were upset, I even remember seeing some reactions because there was amazing videos of people just reacting to the Rumble as it was live.
Mm-hmm.
And when Lesnar got eliminated, they're like, oh, now it's going to be good. Here we go. Now it's on. I'm like, yeah, no, they got you. They had you hooked for 25 minutes because this moment was built for that. That's the whole point of those 15 eliminations. And I saw someone actually say this. What Lesnar did in eliminating all those guys and McIntyre booting him was similar to like a mini version of an Undertaker streak. That got McIntyre over so huge immediately to do what 15 others couldn't.
Isn't it frustrating when you see people like, oh, they're just trying to put Lesnar over by doing all that? The whole point was to put McIntyre over.
Yes, it was to make McIntyre look good when he took him out. And it was to make you want someone to do it. Oh, maybe it's going to be this. Like, you watch the crowd react. Maybe it's Cesaro. Maybe it's going to be MVP. That's awesome. He's back. Maybe it's going to be Mysterio. Maybe Kofi's in. And Big E. Here we go.
And
Shelton,
no,
he tossed all three of them.
The moment with Shelton coming out, his actual friend, like that was awesome.
The amount of story they told was fantastic in that, of the different kind of matches he had with people. It was unreal for what compared to what it's been. It was great.
Why would anyone's criticism be that, oh, they're trying to get somebody over? That's the fucking business.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do. That's something WWE rarely fucking does correctly. And they did it here. Fucking, why are you complaining?
The whole point when people are like, oh, God, back in the territory day and stuff like, oh, Ric Flair always wins. Yeah. You really want to see him lose. Maybe next time he'll lose. Mm-hmm. Come buy the ticket. And that's the one it'll be. That's all that is. If you don't like Lesnar, you're maybe this will do it. And you literally saw it every 2 minutes. Maybe it's this guy. Maybe it's this guy. Oh, there's two of them now. Maybe it's this one. And the whole segment with Kofi, the crowd was insane for that.
Oh yeah.
It was so good. And then Morrison getting tossed that easily. Oh, I hate he said you hated that. Yeah, good. That's what they wanted. They wanted him to just stuff it. Nothing fancy. Done. He's out.
And the WWE needs more washed up wrestlers for producers backstage. So.
But it's what they did, especially the stuff with Kofi and that was a great little story, and he overcame it all. He flying off things, knocked people down, had some hope spots. Maybe it was going to be that. Cesaro comes out. McIntyre even said, I think it was in the pre-show, it's like, I don't have to pin him. I just got to get him over the top. That's a different element. I don't need to beat him. I just got to hit him.
And how awesome was that elimination, by the way? The Claymore, and he went the way Lesnar went like flying over the top was amazing.
So with the low blow from Ricochet, because after he tossed everybody, Ricochet, he's not going to be able to do it, but maybe. And it was a perfect half hour, like a perfect storm of what you can do in this situation. I loved it. It was so much fun. Because of all that, to see Lesnar literally do like 15 different little mini things, even though some were a couple seconds, dancing to MVP's music and all this crazy shit. It was fun. It was, like you said, was he having fun? He probably always is. He likes wrestling with the smaller guys. He likes doing what he can do. He likes to make money. And if he sees something that'll be good and can go for something, plans will change and get Goldberg for 6 months. He's not anti-wrestling. It's not. He's there to milk it for all the money. But he'll do what it has to do to make that money. He knows what to do. So,
some of the other highlights of the men's Rumble was obviously Edge returned, which was absolutely, believe it or not, I did not know this. I'm looking at the stats right now from the Rumble. Edge lasted the third longest in the Rumble. Can you believe that? 23 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, it was number 21, and he went to the final 3.
I guess that's a low number for average.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that were in and out this year, obviously with Lesnar, but
the Edge, I honestly didn't ever think he'd be back.
Nope,
I didn't think
never.
Nope, I was like, nope, not from that kind of thing. Once he was, I was like, okay, this is for real. Here we go. And I should have known that they were going to literally do an angle to just write him off again, because that's But I remember being in the Discord and people were like, "Oh God, don't let him go for his neck." I'm like, no, he's fine. Yeah. Like it's been 9 years. He's not got the same neck he had 9 years ago.
It's the same thing when Daniel Bryan came. You play it up.
Yeah, like exactly. You play it up. But when people like in the Discord were like, "Oh no, stay away! Don't stop kicking him there." It's like, okay, well, they're getting you hooked. Like you're marking out for it.
Yeah, that's the point.
But you're legitimately reacting like, "Oh God, why are they letting it happen? Don't you know his neck is bad? If he's in there, it's not that bad, and it's accounted for."
Do you guys think it was leaked?
Fucking.
Too far ahead, like everyone kind of knew going in. Edge was
It was the worst kept secret, but I still didn't believe it.
Oh, I did not believe it at all.
I did. Like I had it was so
Really?
yeah, everyone was talking about it too much. For, I
He
think, it
posted
not
a
to be.
picture of his gear in a suitcase.
Oh, well, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
Looking at it
And
like
if you can fill in the blanks of him, suddenly getting ripped and the podcast ending, like it was obvious. And then after the SummerSlam thing, I think that was.
But I
the
still
Survivor
didn't
Series.
believe it because there's been so many misdirects from people before.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah. I mean,
I'll
it was-
believe it when I see it. And,
it was
okay, here
great,
it
Of
is.
course,
Yeah.
you
But here it
pop
is.
and mark out when
Yeah,
it's
here-
music hits, but
Here it is,
crowd went
guys.
nuts.
It's 2020. Modern wrestling fans looking for real wrestling, and they're complaining when they're actually getting it. They're actually complaining that they're getting worked by Edge getting kicked in the neck and shit. They're actually complaining about that now. Whereas back in the day, if you were some fucking yokel in a county fair watching this on a spot show or something, and you see some guy come in with a cast on his arm. Oh shit, his arm must be broken. And then the heel goes after the cast. That dirty motherfucker. Exact same reaction. And they milked it from you, and you're complaining about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because his neck is really hurt, so don't do it. It's too risky.
Mhm.
it's because of social media, podcasts. Like
Yeah.
everyone's so relatable. Like
he's
everyone
not-
feels they know Edge. You know what I
But
mean?
then-
So it's like
Well, yeah, and the thing with this one too is, if he's in there, it's okay. Like, take a step back. You're not better than their doctors just because you read stuff
That's
and you
true.
know it was hurt.
Yeah.
You literally don't know the specifics of what his neck is. Like Daniel Bryan was kind of publicized on Total Divas, even for fuck's sake, about wanting to come back. Like it was a long story about how he's good and doctor said this and that. That was well documented. And people are like, oh, don't hit him in the head. And you wince when you see it. You're like, oh, God, because it could re-trigger. It's been 9 years for Edge. Ricky Steamboat came back from a broken back because it was 10 years plus.
Mm-hmm.
You're good after a while. But certain guys, I mean, you don't want to risk it. He did everything right for 9 years to want to come back. And the best thing is, he was complacent when he walked away. He wasn't missing it. He said he had a year left. He wanted to turn on Christian and go to Mania 27, and that was it. He literally won the world title. Like, he retained it at Mania, went to
he
Raw,
went out on top.
was actually in a dark match. They like to forget that history. It was like an 8-man tag. He was barely in it. But he literally had his last match retaining the world title against Del Rio on Raw, and then retired it and had a hero's welcome, and it was all amazing. It was the perfect ending if you had to be forced into it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's back now, which means something got that it. Something got that desire. And you could see it in his eyes when he came out. He was like looking like he was going to cry. Like, would they remember me? I can't believe I'm here. It was emotional. It was amazing. He looked kind of like Thor in a way with the rugged grayness and stuff too. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, he looked
but
20
it's
years
like-
older, but I love it.
It worked. It was like, no,
no,
he's the grizzled veteran's back. Literally. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like if he came out like with a beer belly and stuff, it'd have been like, oh geez.
yeah, you don't want to see
But the
that.
thing is, yeah, he looked older, but he looked like it was believable. Like
He-
if he's
great
in the
shape.
ring with AJ Styles or any.
Yeah.
He's still, and he's like naturally like 6'5", so he's taller than like everyone.
But he
Especially
walked
in-
away happy. And it wasn't like he was doing whatever he could and doing too much to get back. So when he decided, I'm going to come back, everything was probably in a better headspace and a better way to do it. And it's probably going to be better than a lot of people who've been in the situation. Bomber, let's divert for a second.
Yeah.
Camera angles and camera cuts. Those are fun things, right? As a TV person.
Oh, sure.
Missing Edge's spear.
Yeah, no, yeah, that was a very hot topic online. Obviously,
That's why I wanted to bring that up. Yeah.
and there were so many people. As a production person and a director, when you know that the insider stuff like that, it kind of gets on your nerves when people are like, "Why would they do that? Why would they go to the
Right.
crowd?" It was like there's never a logical reason why anybody would do that. It was a mistake. It was obviously a mistake.
It's a matter of timing because the director called to cut it over here. That person did the
Yeah.
switch. That happened over here. Getting the reaction of the crowd. Oh shit! He speared him. Go back. And it's a matter of time. 3 seconds is too long to catch the spear.
Yeah.
But it happens. It's live TV. And to say, oh God, they fucked up so bad. Yeah, the other 5 hours were pretty perfect, guys. So shut the fuck up. It's live. It happens.
And
It happened again. They've edited it back in. Also, his first spear was Elias. You forgot it already.
Kevin Dunn, "You're fired."
But
Yeah.
it's live TV. Get over it. It's fine. Don't let it ruin the 5-hour show. For God's sake,
It was a big moment, and it was a big goof on the production team. Yes, it was. But the thing that drives me the most nuts is a lot of people think that they like did that on purpose, and it's like, fucking no. It's like no.
I like someone to sit at a keyboard, ready to press buttons and switch between 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, or however many. Probably a dozen.
Yes.
Okay.
There's
now you're on camera 5. Okay. Now go to camera 3. Now go back to 5. Now do it now.
Yep.
Like, it's not going to be as easy as you think when you've been doing that for 5 hours, and it's your job, and you got to do it. Boop, 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 boop. Like some people,
a trained TD is not going to quick switch back to something.
Yes. Oh, look at you! Look at you throwing the terms out. You got TD. That's a technical director for those that don't know. Yes.
Exactly.
Sorry. I'm talking shop here with
but
Bomber.
the certain elements of it too is I know this with like the way the monitors are and everything. They might not even actually be watching it. They're just simply watching their station.
Well,
like
yes.
There's that too. Like he doesn't know that he cut away from an actual spear. Potentially, that's part of it. It wasn't on purpose. People need to calm down.
And there's so many different elements that people just don't know about. It could have been on the TD, who's the technical director's person's actually punching the cameras. They could have hit the wrong one, or it could have been on the actual director that said to punch up a wrong camera. TD could have done his job right, but there's no idea unless you're in that control room whose fault it was. So.
Because they see all of it at the same time. Like they're gauging what's what, and they're looking at it, and it was a crowd reaction. Okay, we'll get a cool crowd reaction of Edge getting in the ring. That's going to be an awesome moment because they're going to pop hard, not be scared and shit. Go to.
That's always the thing with video or audio. If you're doing your job, nobody knows.
Of course,
you're doing it. So when you do make a mistake, then everyone sees it and they know the solution.
And you're a horrible person, and you're a dumb person who should be fired for
right. They should just give the job to the Yahoo who complained on Twitter about it. Right?
Please do. Yes.
It all goes back to, like I said, people who say they know that Edge's neck injury is a certain level of thing, or the Daniel Bryan's head injury is a certain level of thing, or whatever the stuff is. Like you don't know. Like nobody knows. And I still see it with people complaining, "Oh, Vince is horrible at writing." He's not even been there. Like he's apparently not been at the shows for a while. So you can't blame him anymore for this shit either. So stop just falling back on what you think you know. And you truly don't know the details of it.
I had two more things real quick that I wanted to mention for the Men's Rumble was one, a lot of people are disappointed about Matt Riddle's performance as far as, he was in and out less than a minute. The only good thing I will say about that, obviously a lot of people wanted to see him in there with Lesnar. I don't think they can really do that yet. Maybe one day.
It's an internet thing for now.
It is, but I will say they knew people were going to boo very bad when he got eliminated. So I think they did a great job in making Corbin the one to eliminate him. I think that was the best decision they could have made because that just makes him even more of a dick heel. Eliminating a lot of people's favorite.
I even read somewhere it wasn't done just to get Corbin over. It was just like, yeah, you do it. It wasn't anything specific.
Yeah, not really to get him over. I feel like that was the right person.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other little tidbit that I wanted to throw out was Roman Reigns again is the runner-up. This is like the 4th or 5th time Roman Reigns has been the runner-up in a Rumble.
And that's okay, because what that does is it makes you think he's going to be the one to do it. And when McIntyre does it, oh God, they didn't give it to Roman. Oh my God, yes, I'm even happier now. And everyone cheers.
Watching it, and I was thinking, how long are they going to play that? Like, how many years are we going to have Roman Reigns in the Final Four?
I think it's going to be each
camera. Like,
it still works.
Mm-hmm.
It does, but I mean, like, eventually it's like.
I think it'll be each year.
But that's why it's going to be great when he gets tossed out. Like, he comes out 10th and he's gone within, like, I don't know.
That's the year. That's what I'm saying. Like, when is that?
It's like, oh shit, he's gone already. That's going to work in that way too.
Because he was probably, I think, the overall favorite. When you looked at the Job Radio Prediction League, most people predicted Roman Reigns to win, and I even did, but I had no reason to pick. I didn't think Roman was going to win. But I just
thought that Roman would, because he'd be like, he won 2 Rumbles, whatever, and blah blah blah. He won the Rumble. He'll go face the Fiend, whatever. And McIntyre will be the one to eliminate Brock, and that'll set that up. There's always literally the winner and the other winner, and you wouldn't be surprised if either of it won, because both get the world title match when they go. It's dual branding leads to that. But yeah, Roman again. He's a guy who's won it before. You wouldn't be surprised if he won it again.
Oh no, definitely not.
Same. Well, like I said, when Charlotte wins all the things, yeah. It's because she does, and she's good at it, and so is Roman. Whatever. He doesn't need to. He doesn't deserve it. Give it to someone else. No one else needs it. It's fine for him. It's okay if you're going to build it and go all in on McIntyre. Let's
Give
do
it to Zack Ryder.
Yeah,
Oh,
there you
God.
go.
Did anybody have anything else to say about the men's rumble before we touch on the women's?
Nope.
I loved
I
it.
really
want to touch on the women's.
God, jeez.
You want to touch on the women.
But yeah, I think the
Men's Rumble was amazing. It was so much fun.
Definitely one of my favorite in the past several years. I think it was very, very, very good. Now we go to the women's. This is the third women's rumble, and I will say, in my opinion, this was to me the weakest of the three.
Okay, I was gonna say it, but I was.
I thought it was the best
because I'm ignorant.
honestly.
Really? Okay. Well,
I'm with Bomber because I didn't like it, but I was like,
I'll just
wasn't
say
in
my
touch
thing.
with the storylines, so I was like, am I just
that's
like
fair.
disconnected from it?
For me,
I'll let you go first.
I just want to say real quick that the first one was like nostalgia people, yay, everyone's back, and it wasn't really a good rumble, but it was neat and popped a lot.
Yeah.
The second one was this meh. This one was like there was actually some meat to it and stuff going on because we'd been doing this for a while, so there was more to it.
Mhm.
I don't know if it was better, but I liked it more for that.
Yeah. I'm more, a bigger fan of the first one. It might be because of the first ever, and it was just they had so many returns of the legends and stuff. Maybe that might be it, but that was my favorite so far. In the last years, I like the way Becky came back and won, and I just like the way that was all done. This year, to me, seemed like a very, I wouldn't say boring, but there was like no major moments. And there was the only things that really stood out was Naomi's like crazy save where she,
But she
jumped
did the
on
same thing last year.
Sure,
Didn't she?
sure. Maybe I have to.
It was similar. She's doing the spot now.
Yeah, she's taken
But, like, get
save.
creative with it.
Yeah.
Well, she did what Morrison did the first year he did that. It was literally the same thing.
Yeah, I still think
she
she's
barely
shouldn't
did
be.
it. And she also, I think, mistimed it because she was up there for fucking forever.
That's the thing. She's too shaky when she's not like fluid in her feet work are terrible.
I'm a giant fan of Bianca Belair. I've said that for a while now. She did a fantastic job. I love that she was I think she was I'm looking at the stats. Yes. She was in it the longest, 33 minutes.
Yeah.
She's got the record for the most eliminations. I'm sure that'll be passed someday. It's only the third one.
She and Shayna are tied at 8.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Shayna did have 8. You're right. Yeah, they are
both,
tied.
They both got 8. Yeah.
Wait, total or in one rumble?
In one rumble.
In one
Okay.
rumble.
Okay.
Which I think is literally the total because they were both debuted in this one, and no
Yeah.
one's done that many. McCool did like 4 or something.
Yeah, and Shayna, she came out 30th and eliminated 8 people. So
Just started chucking people. Yeah,
that was good. I think the moment she came out 30, I was like that she's not going to win because 30 usually is a rare win. I mean, it's happened obviously, but
It's happened once, right? I think it was just Taker.
maybe twice.
It's happened twice.
Cena and Taker.
Yeah, Taker and Cena.
Yeah.
One of the other things that stood out to me the most is one of the things that everybody fucking hated. I didn't hate it at all, but it was the Santina Morella entrant.
Oh, that was
go
fun.
back. You said you hated it or didn't hate it?
Most people hate it. I actually did not mind it,
Okay.
but that's one of the
People
things.
shot all over it. Yeah, people shot out. Same way they shot on Ellsworth in the women's.
That's
wanting to-
that's what I was gonna say. It's wrestling. Like it's supposed to be there. Like that's
Yeah.
what it's for. It's a parody on whatever the hell's going on.
The live crowd fucking loved it. They were like, "Oh,
I
God."
know.
And it's with Beth bleeding for like 20 minutes, and
That was
Talia
actually
too.
pretty
Oh.
intense.
Yeah.
The back of her head. Yeah.
She was a trooper. She had a pretty big spot she had to stay in there for.
Yeah. Overall, though, to me, that's why I just think it was lacking of a lot of spots. Like the men's rumble had like a ton of like memorable moments. This one,
Bianca and Alexa actually had some cool back and forth with the hair stuff, and then the way Alexa got tossed was great. Then Charlotte comes out like, oh,
Yeah.
shit got real. That was a lot of good, fun stuff building up there. It was very well done, I thought.
The stuff with Mandy Rose, I was fun with it.
Oh, with Otis, yeah.
that was yes, you're right. That was
I'm like,
amazing.
oh God, she fell out.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
thinking about
that's
spots.
why.
I'm like, that was a fun
Okay.
one. That was better than Naomi's.
God damn it, I fucking love Otis, man. He's so
It's a
great.
great
Oh
dynamic.
God, him on SmackDown getting dumped on Valentine. Oh,
It's-
Ziggler, you bastard.
That's
oh.
one. Ziggler's like one of the hottest
It's-
heels right now because of what he's doing with
It's
Otis.
beautiful. It's so good.
Yeah.
But no, it was like I said, it was fun. It made some stars. Like I remember last year, I think Lacey was there for like 20 minutes or half hour, and people were like, why is she getting a shot? Because she proved herself over here. She showed she can go.
Yeah.
Is she green? But she showed she's ready for it. Bianca is more than ready for it, and that's why they put her in this position and did super good.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's another situation like that.
Yeah, I was surprised. Tamina, I think that's Peanut's favorite female wrestler.
Dude, people were so upset that Sasha wasn't in it because people thought Sasha would win it. It's like, why isn't she in there? Oh, whatever. She's not. Get over it.
I thought she was in I don't know if she's really hurt, but at least storyline she was saying she was hurt.
Yeah. It was also her birthday, so whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe she was filming for her season of The Mandalorian she's going to be in.
Wait,
Yeah.
that's a thing?
Yeah, she's in season 2.
Oh, I haven't seen any of that show, but I mean, obviously I've heard good things, but that's interesting. Okay.
I didn't hear that. That's cool.
Yeah, I did not hear that
Yeah, I
either.
just announced a week or so ago, I think.
Cool.
She literally don't have to do
Or
any
just
makeup.
one off, like a Bill Burr one off.
Yeah.
They don't have to do any makeup. You know, she's got the
She got the
purple
hair,
hair.
yeah,
She's got the freakish forehead, so she looks like an alien.
You got the teeth. Does that mean?
Jesus Christ. So anyway, Charlotte won. That means that everybody was fucking mad. Charlotte, why? Just as Scott was saying earlier. And then all of a sudden, it's funny how quick, how fast people flip. They were so mad. And then as soon as she may be facing Rhea Ripley, oh my God, this is great. Oh, I can't wait to see. It's like, yeah, no shit. Maybe they had that plan the whole time. Well, obviously they did. But it's like, if you just
that
wait.
was apparently Vince's idea too.
Yeah, if
No,
you just
Triple
wait.
H said as
Triple
much.
H's idea.
No, he said Vince was on board. Vince wanted it.
That's the thing. If people just wait 2 minutes,
Yeah.
you won't have to hate everything and shit on every little thing. Yeah,
Just
you were
see
mad
where
at
it's going.
Charlotte, and now we're going to get an amazing, as of TakeOver Portland, which we'll talk about real quick in a second. Charlotte is going to be facing Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania for the NXT title, which I would have never imagined that going into the Rumble. Super, super excited. These are two of my favorite personal right now women wrestlers, so I am super excited for that match.
See, if I was mistaken on that bit, Peanut, fair enough. What I was going to say, though, I thought Shayna was going to win it because that would be an NXT person winning the Rumble. It's like, oh, shit. Shit got real. That's okay. She's going to challenge for Becky. That's a big deal. But no, flip it where the Raw or SmackDown person goes after the NXT title.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
More
That's
important,
interesting. But again, you're blaming Charlotte. She isn't the one making the decisions. But she'll run with it when you say you're going to win the Rumble, go to Mania. Okay.
But the funny thing is, now
What's
nobody's
she supposed to do? Say no? Like, come on.
well, now nobody's complaining because everybody wants to see this match now.
Yeah,
That's the
it
thing.
only took a week or a week or two to figure out, oh, that's where they're going to go with it. But it's like,
Yeah.
I hate Charlotte. She always wins. Yeah, she's not the one who says she gets the win, though.
Yeah.
Remember, it's not real, fuckers. So,
I'm so hyped to see Rhea Ripley just beat that fucking Charlotte's ass.
and that's the best part. People are like, oh, Charlotte's going to win. I'm like, nah, she might not, though.
I don't know. I mean,
And that's the beauty of the match. That's amazing.
I would
Jeez,
love.
New year, new Lee. Excited for women's wrestling.
That is, yeah. Hey, it's his resolution. Take on women's wrestling. I for one would love this. I mean, pipe dream here, not gonna happen. I want to see Charlotte Flair win, and I want her to be on NXT for a little while. Like she's not doing much on fucking Raw right now. Shit ain't going on really on Raw for her right now. Just have her on it, win the title, WrestleMania, stay on NXT, run through some of the women there, and then put somebody over big, maybe Belair.
Considering she's on SmackDown, it makes sense why she's not on Raw.
Wait, well, sorry. This I was looking at the Rumble. This little thing's wrong, by the way. It says she's a Raw superstar. So sorry, I was looking at that as I said it. So
I thought she was on SmackDown. Forgive me again.
Well,
again, this time of year, who fucking cares?
well,
They
this
move
is
them around.
this is
so.
on Wiki. This is on Wiki. It could be wrong. It could be
Yeah.
SmackDown. Anyway, that's what I would like to see. Will it happen? Probably not. Rhea Ripley's probably going to beat her, but I just would love to see that. That'd be freaking amazing. But anything you guys want to talk about the Women's Rumble before we move on? Anything else you can think
No,
about?
I just hope next year they don't do another Naomi spot. That's it.
Yeah, they will. Don't worry. Let Casey Catanzaro do it. Hers was a lot better climbing up the ring post.
Oh yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
Even as a bad Rumble, if you look at it that way, Rumbles are still pretty great no matter what.
Yeah,
So-
there's no bad Rumble.
no exactly except for
Yeah.
95.
There's
that was
just
a half-hour piece of shit.
There's just better. There's just better ones.
Yeah, so it was fun. It was good, and like you got different stories. Like, were people upset there was no Kofi spot? No, because he had a cool moment with Brock instead. It was great. It was fun. So
Somewhere
they
I
find
wasn't.
ways to make it work. I guarantee people were. You're right. Yeah.
And I don't want to make it sound like I'm completely shitting on Naomi because when she first jumped in the Rumble, she was like on fire and she was awesome.
Oh, yeah, the crowd was loving it.
Yeah,
she was back. It was great.
I'm
Yeah.
a big fan of Naomi, but I do agree with Peanut. Yeah, her like some of these like the whole staying alive spots are just they're just getting a little bit so. But I do love Naomi a lot, so I don't want to completely come in here and be a peanut and shit all over Naomi. So
I'll take it. I'll eat it.
I was waiting to see what he'd say. So anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about a show that happened this past weekend. TakeOver Portland. Peanut, I know you said you did not watch the show.
Not a single frame.
So I was going to have you lead the charge in this,
Of
but
course.
I guess we'll have you just sit on the sidelines and chime in if you have anything to say. But I will just say right now, this is going to be one of the hardest shows to beat for show of the year, right off the bat. Like, of all wrestling, I'm talking AEW, WWE, NXT, and Impact, all of them. I think this is going to be hard to beat for show of the year. From top to bottom, I think this show was fantastic. I guess, Lee, what were your thoughts on the show overall?
Yeah, I loved it overall. One of the big takeaways I had with this, and when we get talking about the AEW versus NXT Wednesday Night War stuff, one of the problems I've been having with NXT for the longest time is that a lot of their stuff is too samey. Like, a lot of their matches are just a little too much. So, like, I felt like they actually took a pretty noticeable strive here to make their pay-per-view feel different from match to match. Like, everything felt a little bit different. It wasn't the same old everybody kicking out of 20 finishers formula that they were doing for like every match for a while. So it made it a much more enjoyable pay-per-view overall to watch, even though, for work rate, they're almost always top to bottom great to watch, but a lot of them, the matches all feel kind of the same after a while. But here, all the matches were distinct. They all told their own stories. They all had different stuff going on. And I thought they came out swinging with this one. So, yeah, it was pretty good.
That's really well put. I like that. About every match being like feeling actual different than they're used to. What about you, Scott? What are your overall thoughts on the show?
Very similar. I just going the way how they did it with Dijakovic and Lee, these monsters hitting each other with aerial shit, and it was amazing. And I remember in the Discord, it was like they're doing too much.
Yeah,
they're main eventing and they're going beyond. They're doing that. It's a bit much, but you know what? In the moment, it was amazing. The crowd was insane. I loved every second of that match. It was so great. At one point, Dijakovic took the power bomb, but was too angry to die and just stood there angry about it and kept going.
You know what it reminded me of? ECW, Masato Tanaka, and
Yes.
Mike Awesome.
Mike Awesome, yeah.
Someone compared to that. Like, there's like, this is the new generation version of that. And I'm like, yeah. So there was that match, and then I'm like, it's probably gonna be the women's street fight next. And most of the Discord's like, no, it'll be this. I'm like, no, it's gonna be the women. They're gonna fly around and be nuts.
Yeah.
And it was Tegan and Dakota.
Wow.
And they had kind of the same match, but they're like 120 pounds each with weapons. So it was completely different, and it flowed a lot differently. It was really great. Tegan did this reverse senton that was dumb, like Nigel said. Just
in the corner on the when the ring steps.
It was a bad camera angle too, just whatever. But it was a great match. Tegan bounced off the table because again, she's tiny. It was fine. Great match overall. And then it was Balor and Gargano. It's like, well, why this match? I'm like, because they're angry veterans who are going to tear each other apart.
Yeah.
And they went nuts. I'm like, this has been a completely amazing, different match after match after match. And then when you got to the tag title match, it just went fucking nuts. There wasn't a bad match. Honestly, Rhea and Belair was the weakest match, but I think that was because people really didn't think Belair was going to win it. There was no real hope in that. I feel they didn't quite get that, even though I thought she could. It seemed like it was Rhea's thing to win. But still, the weakest match out of a perfect 10 is still pretty great.
I agree.
And then, like I said, the main event, it went balls to the wall, but it's the case like you knew people were going to kick out. But they still got me to buy into it.
It had that
and then
slow
they did
build.
stuff I didn't expect, and they kept going and kept going and kept going. It was just great. It was. I loved every second of it. The whole thing was awesome.
To talk about your Keith Lee and the Dijakovic match, whatever.
Dijakovic.
There you go. That guy. I'll just call him Dominic. Rey Mysterio's son. Anyway, that I was one of the people that was also chiming in saying that I think that match, they did, way too much as far as, going out doing everything. I'm talking about sentons off the rope onto Keith Lee, off the top rope onto Keith Lee, who's just sitting in a chair on the outside of the ring. There was some
between
crazy
the
shit.
tables. Yeah.
But I will say this: they weren't kicking out of finisher after finisher after finisher. I may be wrong, but I did not see. I only saw Keith Lee hit his finisher once and then get the win. Am I wrong in that? I don't recall him.
No, he did his powerbomb and he stood up. Like that. The fair point. They weren't kicking out of finishers because they weren't being pinned to kick out. They were just not stopping from the hits. So it's a bit different in that.
Yeah. And the women's street fight, I fucking loved it until I was not a big fan of the end because it was kind of a letdown. We had I don't even remember name, a person that was in the Mae Young Classic.
Yeah, Reina Gonzalez, who was in the Mae Young.
Yeah, it just it fell super flat as far as her coming out. Nobody knew who she was. The crowd was chanting, "Who are you?"
Even Dakota was doing that. It was like that wasn't her plan either.
Yeah,
so it was.
That fell a little flat, but like the match overall, they were beating the shit out of each other, and I loved it. I mean,
taking a trash can to the face. It was like, oh god.
That's more, as people know, that's more kind of my style as far as I like, little hardcore kind of things. And I think they did a fantastic job, both of them. As soon as the match started, like right when she came out of the entrance, and then she just jumped her from behind, I'm like, oh shit, this is on. We are going right off the bat. And they went the whole way until right at the end. And the ending was a little weak, but still overall, I loved it. The Balor and Gargano. I'm going to be honest, going into this match, I was not huge on. Of the 6 matches, this would probably be the match that I wanted to see least. Not because I think Gargano's bad, not because I think Finn Balor's bad. I know they're both great, but something about them just going against each other. I just thought I'm not going to remember anything about this match. I may be alone in this. I think they're going to go out there and going to have a good match, but I'm not going to fucking remember anything. And honestly, I think that happened. They did have a fantastic match. I'm not going to deny that, but I can't recall many spots or any real special moments for me in that match.
They didn't do a lot of spots.
They didn't.
That's the thing. That was what was different about that match, is that they just went in there and they pounded the shit out of each other and wrestled, and they built up to the finish. They didn't like I actually expected going into this. Okay, they're going to be kicking out everything. And they didn't. Yeah. Instead, they built up a very slow match to the end part of it, where then they started hitting the big moves. But even then, it wasn't like super spectacular stuff. It was all just like really tight, vicious shit. Like they're just throwing forearms in each other and fucking doing dragon screws and shit like that, and fucking each other up. And it's like 2 goddamn saw blades, like smacking against each other or some shit, like because both those guys super fucking ripped, lean. Like fucking Balor's abs are freakish. Like he looks like fucking Triple H's forehead.
God damn it. Yeah.
Well,
but,
the only spot I really remember outside of the finish is when he ran across the tables to do the drop kick. But Gargano didn't even take it that well. It didn't look that good. It was like, oh, it's.
But then they did the one in the corner.
It was nuts. Yeah. And then he stomped the shit out of him from the top. It was like, I don't remember the specifics of the match. I just remember loving it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. That's a good way to word how I was trying to say it.
Yeah, because Dijakovic and Lee, I'm like, that part was cool, and that part, and then when he like choke slammed him, but he flipped, and he choke slammed and flipped, it was like, you remember the moments of it. But Balor and Gargano was like, I was invested the whole way through. What was the best part of it? I don't know.
Exactly. Yes,
it was great. It was great. That's not a knock on it though. It's good though.
That's a good way to put it.
It was supposed to slow the crowd down. It was supposed to,
it was
cool them down.
Positioned. Yeah.
And okay, I'm going to throw something out here. This is probably going to catch some flack from some other fans, but I fucking am not on board with the broserweights. I'm sorry. They are how many fish could the fish fucking chuck if the chick could suck fucking fish?
He failed in that because he didn't do it to the time of the thing. He failed the metronome, and the whole thing fell flat and didn't work. But the crowd liked it, so whatever.
He also botched their name right off the bat. He didn't say broserweights. He said I can't remember exactly how he did it, but right off the bat, when he grabbed the mic, he fucking botched their name. I'm like,
did he?
Yeah. Go back and watch. I can't remember exactly what he said, but go back and watch it. I know for a fact that he said he fucked it up somehow.
How he also
was
failed.
Probably high.
Probably.
Yeah, and he also failed just because that whole thing was forced comedy and it sucked. It was like it was obviously written for them and it was stupid. Like they should just sit there and kicked ass.
Yeah, I know they're trying to
Which
give
was
them...
great when they did it, but
Oh, the match was great. Of course, all four of these guys are absolutely fantastic. There's no denying that, of course.
Oh yeah, all the teases of oh shit, the broserweights are gonna explode because they keep fucking hitting each other and fucking up, and the way they teased that several times during the match, and then they still managed to pull it off. That was good.
Yeah.
I loved it because like, oh, they fucked up, yeah, but they're so good, it's fine.
Yeah, no,
They
yes.
can handle it. That was really good. I like that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. As you would expect, the tag team matches, tag team title scene in NXT is well. I know I'm going to make some people mad. I think it's the best tag team division in wrestling.
I agree.
But yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, these guys are all fantastic. I just I hate the forced, as you said, like the forced comedy type deal with the broserweights. It
wasn't
feels,
needed.
It feels super shitty, like super cheesy. And sometimes cheesy is good. Sometimes cheesy is great. But it just, to me, it just doesn't work with these guys. So
we already have the odd couple pairing of Pete Dunne, who's the silent badass from England, no less, who's just kind of a weird offshoot for everybody else, but don't mess with him. He'll fuck you up. And Matt Riddle, who everybody just loves, and like that works. Just let that be. You don't need to have the silly line thing. It's not necessary.
Yeah, maybe it'll grow on me. I don't want to completely like discard it and say it'll never work, but this definitely was one of the downers for me. Their entrance and their little singing and that kind of was crappy for me. But
well, I mean, that's like I was saying again, that's not the case that they came up with that themselves.
Of course,
it feels like it was written. So I mean, here's the problem: just get rid of giving them scripted funny shit to do, and just let them naturally do some stuff.
Yeah,
because fucking Riddle there, I mean, he's perfectly fine, just shooting off the hip.
Yeah.
With it, like he makes it work, and when you're trying to force him into saying shit, then it looks like a bad Bill and Ted fucking parody or something.
There you go. That's good. The Bianca Belair, I think Scott nailed it. I think we all knew Belair wasn't going to win, so I think it kind of was a little bit down on this. It's like, okay, we already know what's going to happen here.
I do like how Ripley fired up near the end, and was like, I'm not taking your shit anymore, and just fucked her up though. Like just took here's why she's the champ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, she also took that backdrop out of the ring.
Yeah.
Landing and was kind of looking on her face was like, oh
God, because that looked that was like fucking scary, dude.
That was
the way she landed on her feet, people were like, oh God, broken her ankles. I'm like, that's actually more like a stunt fall where you do break your fall with your feet. Like that's going back into movies. That's kind of how you do it. So
she must have the most muscular fucking legs, and I just want her to wrap them around my neck right now because goddamn, she didn't break her fucking ankle and dislocate both knees and like
Here's the scary part: she's like 23.
Yeah, man.
And she's this good. Like,
yeah, man.
Yeah, you want to talk about a pedigree with Charlotte? Yeah, this is the other one. Yep. This is going to be that feud for a decade. Settle in; it's going to be great. Like no joke. So,
and she's got such a unique look too. Such a yeah, man.
And it fits. When you saw her on Raw and SmackDown and Survivor Series, you're like, yep, no, I have no question she belongs in this conversation. And was just part of NXT UK for like half a year, and suddenly it's like, no, I'm here now too. Yes, you are, ma'am. Okay, sure thing. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't question that. Holy shit.
No joke. Like Ripley, man, sky, like for real, sky's the limit. I can't wait to see how well she does in the future. In the Adam Cole and the Tommaso Ciampa match, I mean, it was another one of those slower builds that just got absolutely fantastic at the end. I thought we were going to see a little bit of Dream coming out to make the save, but it was Gargano who ended up screwing over Ciampa. Now that makes me wonder, though, are we going to go back to that? Is that what this is going to be? Are we going to go back to that feud that we had for like a year and a half?
Of course we are. Why else would they do it? That's going to be them at Mania, for fuck's sake. That's the plan.
Okay. They want to keep them. They want to keep them out of the title picture, right? So,
but can you fathom the fact that it's face Ciampa and heel Gargano?
I know.
What?
And I know it's going to be great. That's the. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I know it's going to be good. I know
it's a good story because here's the thing:
Gargano
is justified in his heel turn. Because Ciampa has fucked him over so many times, and not only that, Ciampa has also been the instrument of his own destruction in this case because he was pushing Gargano to be a fucking heel, and now that he's finally full-fledged a heel, guess what, motherfucker, blew up in your face.
Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate here now. Is it not too soon for this, though? I mean, I feel like they're just coming off of this feud.
Really? Too soon? How long has this feud been going on?
I get it, but it's Mania time, and it's one of the biggest ideas they got.
I mean, like I said, I know it's going to be great. I know the story's great. I know everything is going to be good. It's just, it seems a little, they just got done with this, and it seems like they're going right back into it again.
Dude, they just got done with it. Ciampa's been gone for most of a year.
Well, true, but
literally, he was gone this time last year.
Yes.
And only came back in the fall. And is it too soon to come back to it? It's been literally a year.
But I mean, he has not been there though, so it's like as soon as he comes back, he goes right back into is what I'm saying.
Well, no, he was going after the title for a while and had the stuff with Mustache Mountain and back and forth, so there were some differences.
Yeah,
it's not immediate. It's been 4 months on top of the year, but I get it. It's like, okay, we're doing this again. It's differently, but it's cool, and it's going to be good. But I get it. It's fun to see them like Balor and Gargano. It's different. Let's do this stuff. Let's do some of these. So, yeah.
It's a long fucking build for modern wrestling these days, especially in the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Long fucking build.
So that's pretty much what I mean. We pretty much covered all the matches. Does anybody have anything else to say about TakeOver Portland? Before we move
I agree with you about it being one of the potential best shows all year.
It's going to be hard to beat, dude.
Easily. Yes.
That's going to be hard to beat.
And that's coming off of Worlds Collide, which was pretty fucking fun, too.
Yeah, Worlds Collide was good.
We didn't talk about that one. That was a lot of fun. There was a lot of other good stuff at the Rumble, too. Like, I really liked the strap match with Bryan and Fiend. That was fun. There was a lot of good stuff so far, and then this one comes along. It's like, oh, this was amazing. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, what are your guys' thoughts on NXT getting they only had one more match, but do you think that they're going to progress into having maybe 7 matches pay-per-view? Maybe if they go to the normal 8?
Hope
not the way they do their matches. Their matches are long.
Yeah.
I don't see them tacking a bunch in.
Oh, I'm with Lee. I hope not either. I think I was a little shaky on 6. I was like, they're going out away from their formula. I know they're being, separating. So I'm like, okay, I can be on board, but I don't want to see, a 8, 9 match NXT pay-per-view is going to be exhausting.
Consider that they easily could have shoehorned in Dream and Strong.
Oh, yeah.
And a Devlin Cruiserweight title match. They didn't. They're like, no, we got to build the TV show as well. We're doing that also. They know full well on the NXT side of things that you can do matches over here and then also do stuff later on. You don't need to blow your load all in one shot.
And that's good because
I thought they're very good at that. So.
I thought Leo Rush and Devlin was on the show going into it actually.
Well,
so that's good.
I think someone else said it too. It was like, oh, I guess they pulled Strong and Dream from the card. I'm like, it was never on it. It was never there. It's for Wednesday. They're advertising it during the show. It was known about a week prior. Next week, Dream and Strong. Like it's not like they pulled it off, but you would think, oh, that must be on the pay-per-view. They're fine. The 6 matches are good, especially when they construct them that differently. You're good. You're fine.
Yeah. I hopefully it does. Hopefully to me, I hope they don't go too far past 6.
Well, I hope they don't go past 3 hours for a takeover. Is more what I think.
Yeah.
That's the more. If you go to 4 hours, I don't care if it's 6 matches or not. That's too long.
Yes.
Yeah, because you can have shorter. You can have shorter squash matches on a takeover, even as far as I'm concerned. I'm all right with that.
Because after a takeover, I'm just fucking exhausted.
Yeah,
it's great. It's great, but I'm like, oh god damn, I'm spent.
But I also wasn't like, oh man, how much more is there? I've done that during WrestleMania. How many more matches?
Oh my god,
almost I've never done during takeover ever.
Almost every WrestleMania.
Yeah,
but yeah. So I guess I know we're gonna jump around a little bit here, but there was some Hall of Fame stuff that was just announced. So
British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith.
Yep, British Bulldog JBL apparently has been announced as of us recording this today, I think, right? Or yesterday?
Has he? The official names are the NWO, Hogan, Hall, Nash, and X-Pac. The quote original members.
Yeah.
And Batista. I've not seen anything about the others. I did Google it, and apparently Sun UK is reporting that the British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith is in. I've not heard a damn thing about JBL until you just said it right now.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I never heard that either.
No, what's your source?
that's. I mean, it's all over Twitter. Today's everybody's blowing up about JBL has been. Let me log in Twitter. Here.
I'm seeing. Oh, here's what I'm seeing. JBL reportedly set to be inducted.
Oh, of course. I'm not saying. Of course, I'm not saying this is official or anything.
You kind of. No, sorry. I thought you literally said. Here's the names confirmed. Is what you said.
Okay, sorry if I said confirmed.
Yeah, no, the
that's my
only
fault.
confirmed by WWE are Batista and the 4 NWO guys.
Yes, if I
Nobody
mistyped-
else is confirmed. Bulldog is still not even confirmed yet.
The top Google is JBL in the Hall of Fame, and is JBL actually rich?
Well, we know the answer to that. Of course he is.
9 mil.
He's
Yeah,
one of
like
those-
there's literally one yesterday. More
Stocks and
names
bonds, baby.
confirmed? Question mark. It's like, no, if you don't know, he's not confirmed. I hate that.
yeah.
Like Sam Raimi reportedly directing Doctor Strange 2. Oh, it's confirmed. No, that's not what confirmed means, motherfucker. So yeah, they're probably going in. I mean, Regal's been rumored for years now, so there's a few names like that, and Vader as well. But yes, it seems from all reports, it is going to probably come out that JBL and Bulldog are in, from what I'm seeing. But
So, okay, well, let's talk about the Bulldog, because right before we started recording, you guys were saying you're kind of surprised that Dynamite Kid's not going in with him. It's like just solo British Bulldog.
I'm not.
yeah,
They can come back and bring the team in some other time.
that's true.
I mean, Bulldog's the bigger star than Dynamite Kid ever was as a singles, and I mean they're running out of people, and you don't want to put the British Bulldogs in when you can milk a singles one first. I think it makes more sense to just do the Bulldog.
I remember literally being in arguments with people last year about Harlem Heat. I'm like, they'll never put in Harlem Heat because Booker T's already in. Why would they put in Harlem Heat? And then they did. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's weird because literally Booker T's career induction included his 10 tag team reigns as Harlem Heat. Why are you putting in Harlem Heat? It didn't make sense. I don't get a separate induction when it literally also includes it.
So you're saying you don't get like why they put in Harlem Heat and Booker T separate? You're saying
Exactly. But like, if you put in Harlem Heat, I can kind of say like, why would you also put in Booker? Because he's already in. Why would
I will argue with this point that I think Booker T also had a good enough singles run in his career to be separated. I think
but
Harlem
his solo induction included Harlem Heat.
Oh,
It's
sure.
weird to have like 3. He's a 3-time Hall of Fame inductee. Like that's.
Well, Booker's only 2.
Well,
I was about to
I'm
say,
saying in general.
But still, only 2. That shouldn't be a thing. Like I don't understand it. Like
what like Triple H, he's probably going to be in it for he's going to be a 5-time Hall of Famer.
yeah, he's in there already for DX, which is weird.
He's going to go in solo.
He's going to go in solo. Everybody knows that.
yeah,
He's going to go in for Evolution.
Yeah.
yeah, baby.
And so Batista's going in. He's going to go in again for Evolution. And look, Flair's going to be a 3-time because he's going in with Evolution. That means Orton's going in
You
twice.
shouldn't have 3-time Hall of Famers. It's weird. I agree.
I understand it with things like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. If you were part of that band and that band, sure. There's a weirdness because when they literally inducted Booker T, he did long time stuff talking about Harlem Heat and Sherry and Stevie Ray and all this stuff. And now we're going to induct that too. Huh?
Well, he might have done that because he probably never thought they were going to put Harlem Heat in.
Yeah.
Basically.
Exactly.
Like Christian's going to get in the Hall of Fame because he's going to go in as like Edge and Christian.
And I hate that so much.
Now that's a little different. Well, maybe. I
No,
don't know.
it's not though. Not anymore.
You're right.
That's what I
guess.
find is really frustrating. They could put the outsiders in for fuck's sake. Hall and Nash go in again. Why not?
They'll
it's-
E and C. That's what they'll bring him in as. E and
Yeah,
C.
they'll put in Edge and Christian. They'll put in Edge. He's already in. They'll do it again
Well,
though. Why not?
The
Is there
Hardys are going to go in as the
No,
Hardy
just do
Boys.
it. The Hardys will go in. Then the Christian he's actually overdue. I think Christian should have been in by now with how.
Nah, he's like
No, they gotta fill in names. Come on.
Well,
he's
yeah,
he's
but
going to make
he's
it in a
worthwhile.
couple years.
Well, here's the thing as
But
far
that's
as
that's why the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say as far as how people are becoming, 2-time and Flair probably gonna be a 3-time Hall of Famer is.
The point is, it's a fake Hall of Fame. I get like the baseball Hall
well-
of Fame this year, 2 inductees. Sometimes it's none.
Yeah.
Wrestling, like they have to we need 10.
We got to make a 3-hour
we
show.
need-
So
yeah.
yeah.
Yes, and that's the thing that always is kind of
That's why Christian's going to go in, because even though in reality you'd be quote unquote like a borderline Hall of Famer, there's people that have had worse careers than him.
Yeah,
That's-
less decorated, less famous people are already in.
Mhm.
So he is literally easily on.
Backstage, I mean, from what I read and hear, is like they love Christian.
Mhm.
So like,
Oh, I mean,
it's just that Vince always thought he was ugly or something like that.
That's
Yeah.
goddamn ugly guy hanging around back.
That's why I don't think it's weird for the Bulldogs anymore.
Oh,
Ooh, that's a weird noise.
Peanut, you're dying. There you go. Yeah, your mic was.
I always figured they would put the Bulldogs in because they're one of the most beloved teams. They really were from that era.
Yeah.
So that seemed like the Rougeaus, the Bulldogs, Demolition. I know they're on the outs and things are on whatever, but it always seemed like the Bulldogs would go in. And yeah, they might throw Davy Boy a bone, but considering he's passed, you bring in maybe his son along with Dynamite, and there you go. Now I know Dynamite's on the outs, but they've amended that shit before.
Dynamite's dead.
Is it? Oh God, I didn't think he died yet.
Yeah, Dynamite's been dead for a few years now.
Was it a few? I thought it was only like, if he died, it was only a year or so ago.
Let's see.
mistake.
Dynamite.
Like
Kid.
1-2 years ago, something like that. He's dead.
'Cause I know the Billington kids are out there. December 2018. My bad.
Oh yeah, 2 years
Yeah.
ago.
But still. But okay, so now literally you're going to induct either of them or both of them. They've both passed. So
Yeah, but Dynamite's a piece of shit, and no one liked him. Like, I mean, that's
Still, though,
kind
I
of
mean,
one of the big.
Sure. I mean, I understand. if
JBL's a
nobody-
piece of shit. No one likes him, and he's still going in.
Oh,
I
I think Vince McMahon liked.
I think a lot of people like JBL.
No, he's a
No.
bully though. Remember, he's a flat out
Oh
bully.
my
No,
god.
he went out on bad terms.
Confirmed bully. He's legitimately a confirmed
He
bully.
hurts people's
and
feelings.
asshole.
Oh my god.
But-
If you
No,
look
no,
at
no,
all
dude.
those guys in the Hall of Fame,
Yep.
I'm pretty sure a lot of them would fall into that category.
I agree, and a lot of them probably shouldn't be in if you want to count that. He's a dickhead, but
I mean,
he's definitely decorated and well accomplished, and I have no problem with it.
yeah.
But he's also a dickhead. You got to keep that in mind. But sure,
even if he is, you can't.
you really don't think he was an asshole and a prick?
Well, I mean, I don't know him personally. I mean,
Career-wise,
You've never heard the stories?
I've heard
Oh, God.
stories. I've heard stories
Yeah,
that
yeah.
he's. I
Maybe
mean,
you should ask Joey Styles about beating the fuck out of him.
and I've heard, he was hard on the Miz too.
Yeah.
Oh, lots of guys. Yeah, Orton's a prick too, and he's going in. Whatever. It's like
Yeah, he's shitting.
these things happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I get it. It's
Well,
part of
Orton
it.
used
Not
to be
everyone's
a dick.
perfect. I understand that.
Let's clarify that he used to be a dick. Now
Fair
he doesn't
point,
give
fair
a shit.
point.
Well,
Yeah.
I
But
just
when-
don't. You can't discredit somebody's Hall of Fame as just because they were a dick to people, though. I feel.
No, it's the
I
big
agree with
difference
that.
being a dick to literally bullying people.
Well,
But-
I think the difference with Dynamite Kid is that he was actually like a real problem behind the scenes. Like he was more of a problem than just like some bullying or some shit like that. Like he was major league fucking asshole.
Mhm. Oh yeah, no, the shit he pulled. Brett talked about it in his book. Oh, he's an asshole.
like honestly, I feel like it would take like someone like Bret Hart advocating to put Dynamite in to actually get him in.
Which is why I'm kind of surprised because I would have thought that would happen.
Yeah,
But
He might go in at some point, but the point that I was trying to say earlier is they've now over the years they've transitioned into you always have to have a group, you always have to have a tag team. So each year they're going to have to put in a tag team. That's how we're going to get guys duplicating and doubling up on
Yeah, you
Hall
need
of Fame rings.
you need 2 black people, so it doesn't seem.
right.
You need
Seem
one.
that you're
You
just
need
putting
one
one
person
in.
that passed away.
well, the other rumor I had heard was the Bella twins are going in this year.
Yeah, you got to have a female.
Ooh,
You got to have a female. You got to have a
Ooh, 'cause
manager.
she'll be on. Is she gonna be pregnant on stage? Ooh, I gotta
They
look-
both are.
both will be.
They
ooh.
both will she
Yeah.
be pregnant? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, no, I don't want to go there.
Now, a lot of people look at the Bellas like, do they really deserve it? Yeah, they're big draws.
my
They were
gosh, yeah.
champions back in like you might
They
look like
pioneered
were they quote unquote that good? Yeah, good enough for Hall of Fame, absolutely. Yeah.
They
I'll-
deserve it as much as anyone.
More so than Tori, and she's
Work-
in. So
Work rate, maybe not, but personality wise and
No one's getting in that Hall of Fame for work rate.
That's true.
That also, like we said again, here we are, we're debating it, and although we've stated several times now that it's a bullshit Hall of Fame,
it's a fake Hall of Fame for yeah.
Yeah.
it's a television show, but let's not get it mistaken though. They
Has
do
more credibility than
respect
the,
what they
NBA
get
Hall.
from their peers. They like it. Like they are
they
are honored by it. It is what it is.
It's indie bookings too.
Yeah, but it also is a case of like they literally like feel like, oh, this is something that'll always be remembered, and it does actually have meaning to some of the people. Yes, others hawk the stuff. What I get,
They need to
whatever,
cut the
but-
number back though. That's
I-
like
I've always I agree with
everybody
that.
gets some people
Yeah.
go in way too young, because then you can just tell they don't really care.
Yeah, like-
I'm waiting for Damien Demento to get his legend.
Like
Jesus. Like
I mean,
was
like when Austin went in, he was just like,
in Edge.
Well,
Edge went
but
in like the
Austin-
year after he retired.
they're just too
Yeah,
young.
well, and those two, they were literally like, well, I mean, they're done, so
Yeah, put them
they're
in.
already worthy. Why not? And they don't have any kind of waiting period. Like, to put it into
But you can-
perspective.
But I guess my point is like you can tell like when Edge went in and he's the main event, quote unquote, or whatever they want to call it.
Yeah.
He's just doing the motions, getting the crowd. I mean, he cares, of course, but you look at an old vet who, on his deathbed, he gets put in, like he gets emotional because he's being recognized for. His,
True, yeah. I mean,
that's when it's like nice to see. But when it's just like the Miz getting put in, even though he's still an active wrestler, that's an analogy. But
You should just get in for fucking hooking up with Maurice. Like,
no, well, that is Hall of Fame worthy. But you look at some of the ones that they've done with that or that they didn't do. Like Vader was one for a long time, even campaigning for it, and he's passed. And and Savage, well, they didn't make amends soon enough. Okay, Warrior died 2 days later. It's like it's kind of messed up. Like, oh, we got to do it while we can. Other times they don't fucking bother. Like they could have easily done Dynamite and made amends with them a year or two ago. If they don't want it, they don't want it. It's easier said than done, yes, but looking at they don't have any kind of statute for that because fucking Kobe Bryant is eligible for the Hall of Fame this year.
Oh, yeah.
For the first time. Like he's going in posthumously, for fuck's sake.
That's
they
what I
didn't
really-
waive the rule like they did for Gretzky and stuff. Like they do that for some people. The WWE doesn't have any of that shit. They could go, yeah, you going in today. Mark Henry wasn't even talking about being retired. He's in.
Yeah,
What?
that's the difference
Why?
of like,
What?
well, they
like
wanted him to retire. I think that's why they put him in the Hall
yeah,
of Fame.
that's the
right?
difference
Exactly,
in
yeah.
having like a kayfabe Hall of Fame and like a legit like baseball and stuff like that. Like I like the idea of I don't know if it's NFL or MLB where you have to be retired for like 7 years before you're eligible.
MLB is pretty.
Oh, they all do
yeah,
one like
MLB's
that, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, see,
MLB's
I-
might be the longest.
Yeah, I see. That's
'Cause it
I'm
feels
really
like
a big
forever.
fan of those because but
Yeah.
it's it is what it is. I mean,
It's a novelty, but they could do a better job at like making it more of a thing.
the only
'Cause,
thing
like I said, for some of the inductees, it is a big deal, and they are like
sure.
honored.
Yeah.
it's big
because
to me. I'm really big on
Like
Hall
here,
of Fame.
like
Well, no, I
Christian
mean
would
for them,
go-
like, yeah, it's all just
going
a
back to the
show.
Christian idea, like him going in next year compared to him going in like 15 years.
Mhm.
Like it'll feel a lot better, I think, for the fans and him just seeing him
'Cause-
up there. Like I finally got it.
Because he maybe thought it's not going to happen.
hmm
And
I mean,
15
X-Pac
years
was
from
that
now-
last year. X-Pac was
Yeah.
like that last year. He's like, I didn't think I'd get in.
and now he's going in twice,
Yeah.
Yeah.
back to back year. Oh, Peanut just died. Yeah, and then he goes in back to back years.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
15 years from now, Christian's going to be even
Well-
fucking uglier. So you gotta hit that.
I mean, Vince is going to be dead. So
Like, consider
maybe
this.
not.
I don't know. I
Hogan
don't know
went
that.
in 05. Hall went in 1 year
Well,
as
Hogan-
Razor.
Is he a 3-timer right now?
No.
Hogan?
No. What would his third one be?
No, he's just 2. This will be
Alright.
his
He was, only,
second.
he was only NWO. But Hogan went in back in 05. Hall went in, I think, like 2-3 years ago. Nash a year after that, and X-Pac last year. The NWO, I was like, why are you inducting that? I don't understand. Like, what?
I
They've
think it's-
all already been in before.
It's
Why are
probably
you-
because they put in DX last year, so they're like, all right, we kind of have to go.
It's a tradition. It's
Yeah,
a
but
thing now.
they've
Yeah,
all
every
been in
year.
already. Like,
Oh,
you're
I
literally
agree.
double inducting everyone. That makes no sense.
Wait until
I-
3 years. Now they have this template. It's going to be the 2023 Hall of Fame induction is the Spirit Squad.
Oh my God, get out of here. Ziggler might make it one day, but
Ziggler gets in twice.
yeah, I don't think Ziggler's making it twice. Yeah,
But it is weird when
We're
you
laughing,
look at the
but
stuff.
Spirit Squad, they're going in.
No, they're not.
They're not going in. Get
no,
out of here.
but you
They had
look
a
at-
comeback. Yeah,
Zero
they're going in.
chance. Zero
they're-
chance.
Yeah.
Don't
But I
say
just find
that.
I find it ridiculous that they're doing that and
True.
they're inducting them
True.
like the NWO. I get it; it's Hall of Fame worthy, but they're all already in. There's no reason to do this
Yeah, you
to
can tell
honor
that, like,
the NWO as
my
NWO.
point is, like, you can
I
tell
don't
they
get
don't
it.
even care being up there.
Exactly. Yeah, no,
Like
that-
they're just
it's-
they're reading
yeah.
their script.
And I got to say, last year with DX, the way they did it, where they DX'd the Hall of Fame and took over and did whatever, that got old real fast.
Yeah, 'cause they're
I-
old.
I did not like their induction at all because it literally shat on the whole idea of being in the Hall of Fame. And yeah, Xbox thing was great, and Billy Gunn's was cool, and Road Dogs was fun, and seeing Triple H and Shawn Michaels have fun with those guys, seeing them have their moment, that was neat. And Triple H literally went in for the Hall. That was cool. because we all know that was coming. But then they were like, and now we'll do the best moments of DX through history during the whole program. It was like, it's we get it, we know, like,
Yeah.
stop it. We understand you love this shit. It's not as good as you think, and it's going in the hall. Fuck off with it already.
So right now we only have 2 confirmed. That's Batista and NWO. There's 2 rumored, which is JBL and British Bulldog, and obviously we'll get more down the road. You're gonna have
the Bellas, remember?
Bella's. Yes, Bella's are rumored. Good call.
Now,
That is going to be so great to see them up there.
Yeah. Now I shat on the NWO. I got no problem with Batista going in.
Oh, of course
No.
not.
No.
He's fine. Yeah, he's good for that.
I
And that's
mean-
kind of like before Evolution because he gets to have his moment and just do it. That's cool.
Sure, and I will be the person that will say, I wish it was like later on because he just had a match last year, but it's still fine. I mean, I guess if I had to make one argument about the Hall of Fame, it would just be too many people go in at once. That would be my only argument.
Bring it to 5. Like, what do they do? Like 9, 10?
It's like 9 or something like that. Yeah.
Like, I think 5 would be the good number. That way,
They don't have to cut the speeches off too.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because they normally do like a big main eventer, then they do like someone kind of similar to that. They do a group, a woman, the ethnicity, no joke, international. Oh yeah, Liger's rumored. I heard that as well. Jushin Liger's rumored to go in.
Really?
Yeah,
He
I
had
heard
one
that as
match.
well. Yeah.
he had one match.
Yep.
Well, he's
so
in WCW
there's
for
that.
a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
match.
sorry. Yeah.
But it's like I get it with Batista. He had the one match in like 4 years. That's fine. That's what. But I mean, it's wrestling. Edge came back. He's in the Hall of Fame. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
When is The
it's
Rock
weird
going
they
in?
do that, but
Now, speaking of Edge, is he going to be facing Randy Orton at WrestleMania?
that seems like a foregone conclusion. I think.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Because
why else
bring
would
it
you do
back?
that? Why
Wait.
else would you do this?
it could have just been a WrestleMania type thing, or Rumble
A heel?
type deal, just getting Orton over as a heel
Well-
to head towards a title.
I
No,
heard
he got
rumors
paid
he signed like a 3-year contract and shit. So there's that talk. But then again, people also said Brian Cage signed with AEW during Hard to Kill, and no, he didn't. So people were
Wait,
full of
Scott,
shit.
who signed 3?
Edge.
Or okay?
Edge?
I
don't
heard
know.
that.
I heard he
I
signed
thought
a
it was
3-year
said
contract.
Orton. I was like, I heard he was
He's
like,
there forever.
No,
There's
he just re-signed a 5-year last year.
I know he was like trying to play both sides. Like he was going to.
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he likes
But he
fucking-
wasn't.
yeah, of course
No,
he is.
in the Discord, I saw people like, oh, so like Matt Hardy came out, and we should have Jeff come and help too, and Christian, all these guys. I'm like, why? Edge is going to come up and no, these guys should. No, it's literally about Edge. It's that's the story. Well, no, but Jeff
Yeah.
should come out, and that should be the Matt. No, you fucking idiot. It's Edge. That's the point.
I originally thought it was going to be AJ and Orton the way they were going with that feud, and I don't know.
That seems to be the way it was going.
But he got hurt. Is it-
Well, they
he's
changed
back.
before that though. Like he got hurt in the Rumble.
Yeah, okay, because Edge speared him and he landed right on the shoulder. He was
Yeah.
back on Raw.
Oh.
There's a rumor. I'll throw that one out there. Apparently, a match has been requested and agreed on. Again, we're talking dirt sheet rumors here. By somebody to be at Mania. It's Phenom versus Phenom. Undertaker wants AJ at Mania, and they've said okay.
Oh, it's a
So
good thing we don't
apparently
have
that's what
Rab.
they're gonna do.
It's a good thing we don't have Rab here tonight. He would shit.
Oh my gosh.
He would
Yeah.
go
Fill in
crazy.
the blank. Just play last year's episode.
That's
But
true. Yeah.
I do like the. Cause I think I mentioned that there last year. Wouldn't that be funny? They might be doing it. They might because apparently they trust
AJ's
AJ to
good.
get a good match out of him.
Now AJ is
For what
good,
he
but he's not that good.
He's no.
Nobody's that
I
good.
I got
don't
faith
know.
in this one. I'm hopeful.
I think
I
bump
still
around-
want
he can
Taker and
bump
Sting
around,
for
but-
fuck's sake, and I know it'd be a dog shit, but I want it.
if it
You
happens
want the
in,
moment. You want the moment. You
I
want
do want the moment.
If
I
that
want
that
the,
shot of them.
do it in
coming-
Saudi. It's fine. It's okay.
I was
want
about to
them-
say I'm
I want
down.
the
them,
build up on
Scott.
Raw. I don't want the
No.
match. I want the
Scott
build
just
up.
wants them in the middle of the ring at Mania. Wide
No, I-
shot coming down in the crane. Michael
Yeah.
Cole screaming.
You know what?
A moment.
You know what?
No,
You wouldn't have
shut up,
known.
you horrible person.
You
No,
wouldn't have known
actually-
it's a moment.
No, but I don't
Michael
want Cole. He ruins things.
Actually, now that you say that, I don't know.
Stinger versus Taker. What a WrestleMania moment.
Now I
how
mean,
you-
I know you're.
I want to
fucking-
hear what Bomber says.
No,
wanna
I
hear
know.
it.
I know Peanut's fucking around right now, but the more he says it, I mean, it sounds pretty good.
That's what I've been saying for 5 years.
I was
fuck.
no, I was
joking.
okay.
But
I
now
know.
that Peanut says it, it's okay. Shut up.
Well, he painted the picture. He painted the coming down and then like
What else would that's one? How else would it go? I mean,
Well, I
it
mean,
doesn't
I
need to
don't
be
know.
said. That's the whole idea.
Because
That's
that's
what
gonna
it
be.
is.
How will it go? You would go like fucking Goldberg, Undertaker. One
Oh
of
no!
the
That's
other
the
guys.
match part. That's
No,
that
they don't have to have a
afterward.
match.
The
The match
lead
could
up.
be a minute.
One of my favorite moments of watching wrestling was with my friends with WrestleMania 20, and Kane came out, and then Taker came back, and it was awesome with Paul Bearer and the Druids,
That
and
was
it
a
was
fun
great.
moment.
And they were staring down at each other, and the bell rang,
And the
and I
match
went,
sucked.
I turned to my friend and went, "Oh fuck! Now we gotta watch Undertaker and Kane." It's like the cool part ended. Now we gotta deal with this shit for 20 minutes. That's what it was, and it's like that's Taker and Sting. I know that.
Well, as long as it don't go 20 minutes.
What?
No, it's gonna go 5, and you're gonna.
No,
get
it'd be
the-
like Triple
the-
H's thing. It'd be a half hour.
Oh my god, get out of here.
I'm not joking. It would.
I don't know if Taker can
No,
go a
they-
half
you
hour.
can't-
It's bells and whistles. Taker and Sting could pull
There'll be a
something
lot of
off in
brawling.
Saudi.
There'll be
It's
a lot
fine.
of AJ bumping like a freak for
Yep.
Taker. The Taker getting blown up at 5 minutes in and having to do rest spots.
That's what I mean. Like
AJ
is
will be
good,
fine.
but he is not that good to carry Taker anymore.
He's the best case scenario for that. I think.
I agree. I
But I'm-
agree with that.
If they're
he is
going to do
best-
it and he wants it, cool.
I mean, obviously, if I was AJ Styles, I would say like, of course.
Oh, it's Phenom versus Phenom. Phenom
Yeah.
versus Phenomenal. Yeah,
But from an
let's
outsider
look
on
this
a,
shit.
on a podcast, I'm
Well-
like, I don't want to see Taker anymore.
He
So-
literally went out there and said, "I'm Mr. WrestleMania. I'm better than all these names." It's because he's the new
Ooh, wait,
Taker's going to retire from the Michael.
when did we start this podcast? Was it 2010?
2012.
No, I thought it's almost been 10 years of
Almost
Rab
been-
asking for Taker matches.
And I think the very first
and you even
episode.
got it last year because he wasn't there.
Yeah,
so.
I think the very first episode, I think it was Rab talking shit about not wanting to see Taker because I think it was around WrestleMania time is when we did our
It
first
was, yeah.
episode.
I didn't even know. You
Yeah,
guys
that was
yet
8
it
years.
happening.
That was 8 years ago. So
Almost been a decade of that. Wow.
yeah, crazy enough. And we just hit our 100th episode. Oh, we're horrible. We're horrible. But yeah, no, I'm fine with seeing AJ and Taker. Now that you say it, Sting. I was okay seeing it in Saudi, but it has
to be main.
that
It
should
would
be
have
a-
the big-
yeah.
That way
When
it's a
it-
moment.
yeah.
That way it's something they can replay.
That needs to be
put
a-
it in the
It's
Hall
a
of
media
Fame
moment.
package.
Yeah,
They can put it
exactly.
in the.
For when Sting goes in with the
WrestleMania.
NWO again, and when he goes in with Pac, and then he goes in with.
And I know there's people that hearing us say that and they're pulling their hair out like, oh my god, that match is gonna be horrible. It wouldn't be meant to be good.
No, it would be horrible, but it would be
Yes.
awesome for everything leading up to it.
You
the
will
Raw
pro-
promos, the packages.
Put
You'll geek
yourself
out.
there live.
You'll have
Yeah, you gotta put yourself there
goosebumps.
live.
You'll lose your
Yes.
mind. The crowd will love it, and you'll be like, it's cool. He did the splash. He's got no hair.
And
though.
they'll
Like,
still
you'll
be
still be into it.
and they'll
It'll
still be
fun.
complaining, I'm sure, either way. But anyway,
But to be honest, it'll be
People
ruined
will
by
complain.
Michael Cole screaming, "It's
Here's-
Stinger! It's
Dude.
Taker! It's a moment that
Here-
only
here's how much-
WrestleMania can bring."
Here's how much people complain. When the Broserweights won the NXT tag titles, one of the first things I heard within 2 minutes was, I wonder who they're going to lose them to. Just enjoy the moment.
Oh, wow.
They're not even done. They haven't even gotten the belts in their hands yet, and you're already wondering who they're going to lose them to. Like
interesting.
this, stop moving forward. Just enjoy it for what it is,
Yeah.
and let it play out for a little bit. Like,
Yeah, we got caught back up into it, but I was trying to segue into Orton and what he was doing with Edge and Matt Hardy and stuff.
oh
instead
yeah,
of his heel
no, that's
turn.
all great too. Yeah.
But one thing that I think Matt Hardy is fucking with so many people online. I mean, he might go to AEW, he might do all that kind of stuff. But man, he is like fucking with people so much, and it's hilarious.
Well, what? He got attacked last week and then said goodbye, and everyone said that's confirmed, especially when the Dark Order said, you say goodbye, we say hello on Twitter. Like, it was fantastic and amazing. They're all playing it. And then they announced that Matt Hardy versus Orton in a no DQ match. Like,
Yep.
what?
If you follow the Dark Order on Twitter, you should just get off Twitter. Just
I don't know. Some people really enjoy the Dark Order, man.
But yeah,
Yeah.
but all that goes through, and then they announced Matt Hardy versus that, and people are like, I thought he left. I'm like, who told you he left?
Exactly.
People who know shit.
Matt Hardy.
You have no
yeah.
source, yeah. Or they just say it to say it because it's better when you don't know. Ronda Rousey refuted that she was going to be at the Rumble forever, and then like, oh, I thought she said she wasn't going to be there. No shit. You're
She
more
was-
excited now, right?
She was filming a movie.
No, she's
Like they flew her in from Colombia just to show up on a chopper to do it. Like
No.
they're not going to tell you. And her words exactly were,
Unless
it's
it's
more
Edge.
fun not to know, right?
Yeah, no, she's streaming
So-
Pokemon right now on Facebook. If somebody's wondering, that's what she's doing. So
Yeah, she had a cooking stream as well. Yeah.
yeah, apparently Facebook, from what I heard, Facebook paid her to start streaming on Facebook,
Yeah.
which is
What is she
interesting.
wearing?
Actually, you know what? I popped it up yesterday. This is no joke. I popped it up yesterday just because it was right there on the thing, and she was like, okay. She was wearing a very revealing top, and I'm like, what's going on here? Is this? Are we playing into the stereotype? Get the fuck out of here. So
I'll get on Facebook after this.
there it is. Go see if she's online. Anyway, I don't. We went way off topic, but
no, we keep talking about like the Matt Hardy. Like, they're playing each other.
Yes.
Like they're literally making you mark out and be like, "Oh, he's back again." You're interested. You're talking about it. We're talking about it. They're never going to tell you what they're doing. Like, oh, if they said the script is this, and this, you wouldn't be as interested in watching it. When you can go read the taping results of Impact, probably less likely to watch it later on because you kind of know. But when you don't know what it's going to be and it's live, you want to tune in and find out. So if they don't tell you what it's going to be, like this is goddamn 101 for decades now. Like I shouldn't have to be explaining this to people, but I thought Matt Hardy was leaving. Exactly. That's what he wanted you to think. Like, oh my God.
So right now, I just went to Matt Hardy's Twitter account. He just tweeted a GIF from AEW tonight, Dynamite, with a guy in the crowd with the sign "Free the Delete," which is what he's hashtagging. He posted it and put "Wonderful, feel the free the delete," and he also posted something that Dirt Sheets picked up. By the way,
well, someone asked him like, "What's your favorite teams in AEW?" and he listed a bunch. He's like, "The Bucks of Youth, plus I like this." He's been talking a lot about that kind of stuff. I mean, of course, why not? But it means to go to AEW. Does it? Is that what it means? It might be true, but you don't know that that's what it is.
He sent on a tweet yesterday that read, "Against every warning, with serious head and neck injuries, I showed up on Raw to face and fight RKO." But he capitalized AEW for "against every warning," and I'm on Twitter and I see Dirt Sheets are posting it, going, "Matt Hardy teases going to AEW, Matt Hardy going to AEW," and they have the tweet and they highlight the A, the E, and the. He's like fucking with people so much.
Fucking marks.
It's great. I love it.
Remember when Jericho photoshopped him in the circular Impact Zone entrance way back in the day? He's like, maybe I'll show up here. Oh God, Jericho's going to TNA. No, he's just messing with you.
Yeah, I love it.
He's literally like, if you think that that's his subtle way to do it and you caught it, that means that it's not real. Like, you fucking idiots.
Let's get real. Matt Hardy can't fucking go anymore. Do you really want to see him in AEW?
It depends what he does. I mean, I don't mind seeing him in AEW. Not like he could do a lot of things.
No, he could be like a mouthpiece. He could easily do that kind of stuff, but
he can stand there like a dumbass like Arn Anderson and do nothing.
It's so some people are like, "Oh God, we don't need another WWE cast off." Well, I mean, if they don't have anything for him, that's a cast off. But some people said that Moxley was like that. I'm like, go fuck yourself. Yeah, no, Moxley is not a cast off. Moxley reinvented things and is a legit star. He's not a pickup that AEW did. Come on.
A few stars they actually have over there, for fuck's sakes.
So they announced their Double or Nothing post Dynamite, and the graphic they used for that going to Vegas was literally the Elite, the Bucks, Cody, and Paige.
Yeah.
As well as Jericho and Moxley. I'm like, it's the same 6 guys it's been all this time. Mm-hmm. We can shit on them for not making new stars, whatever, but it's still them. Yeah, because that's what works. There's levels to that. And people are like, how many people are going to be upset that they haven't gotten that further shot yet? How many people are going to be like, oh, Cody's not giving me this, but I should be on the poster? That's going to start happening. We're going to start seeing that if it's going to happen. Like, the thing that people are never going to leave AEW, come on.
Oh, and I just see a promo for Dynamite next week, 30-minute Iron Man match, Pac versus Kenny Omega.
Yes, for some reason, not on their pay-per-view.
Yeah, but anyway, there's a lot of teasing going on. I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying people's reactions more than anything. Actually,
people are buying it hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, I love it. I'm really enjoying that. Let's see what else are we talking about today. We're starting to go a little long, so let's. I
was gonna say, you didn't think we would be able to fill the time.
Oh, I knew we.
Well,
could.
It's just that
I was saying.
No, I didn't.
It's us.
Of course, we're gonna fill the time. I just literally we were in a weird spot where we're far away from Royal Rumble. We're far away from WrestleMania. We did have TakeOver, which was great, but there hasn't been a whole lot of big major stories. So I just didn't have any topics off the top of my head.
Well, there are so many little things. Like NWA has been lots of fun. They with their power stuff, and the pay-per-views have been good. ROH has been working with them again, leading up to the Crockett Cup in Atlanta in April. That's a thing going on. I know you and I argued in Discord about the red light during the Brian Wyatt thing.
Oh,
we
sure.
Could talk about that. That we don't need to rehash things there.
No.
There's always, of course, hello, ladies. There's that. There's so many random things we could talk about. So we're not pressed for stuff.
And one thing I do want to talk about is how I already nailed one of my yearly predictions just one episode later. Yes, it's like over a month later, but
that still counts.
Killer Cross has signed with the WWE. I assumed it was going to happen at some point, and he did. Him and Thatcher. So I've actually seen him in person, and it was a 30-minute no contest, 30-minute time limit draw. Thatcher versus, you guys aren't going to know his name. I'm trying to think of his name right now. It's at the local indie show in Charlotte that I go to.
Now, it's fun because I keep mentioning the Discord. Hi, guys that are watching. I'm not trying to shit on you a lot, but it's happening. A lot of them were talking to like how Killer Cross, they don't see a future for him outside of NXT.
What?
Yeah. I'm like, no, he was awesome on Impact. He was literally going above and beyond, and it was great. He'll be great in NXT. And hey, guys, for the record, NXT is where they do try to like get you in the system and learn things to know how to go forward and do stuff in Raw and SmackDown as well. It might not be developmental the same way it was before, but it is how you learn the ropes.
Yeah.
They do stuff behind the scenes and on the live circuit before even go on the TV show, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So if he wasn't ready for it, he will be. That's the whole point of it. Keith Lee is going through that, and all these guys have gone through that. It's all working out for that. So
funny thing with Cross is MLW's taping schedule is like so behind. Like they tape everything like in like a couple weeks, and then they sort of fan it out for like 2 months or whatever for the most part. So I'm still actually waiting for Killer Cross to debut in MLW in the next couple of weeks.
Wow.
So he did like 1 or 2 shots there, a little cup of coffee before he moved on.
And that happened with ROH because Jeff Cobb won like a titleship contender match and a tag match, but he's a free agent as well. So he's been on AEW the past 2 weeks.
Thatcher was in MLW for a few of their tapings, and he finished up with at the Opera Cup. He finished up at that. And it's just kind of funny to see these guys. They do a shit ton of indie dates before they get signed up, and then their indie dates start popping up on people's tapings and stuff like that, even though they're actually in the actual NXT system now.
Yeah. Well, it reminds me of Dijakovic because a lot of people were like, they don't see a future for him because he's not enough. Like, there's no character to him. I'm like, true. They got to get somewhere with him. He doesn't quite have that standoutness yet.
I actually agree with that. Yeah.
But that's how the match started with Lee. By the end of it, I'm like, oh, okay. I keep saying it, but he was too angry to die. Like, you can powerbomb him, and he'll look at you angry. I'm like, all right, that's neat. He's also like a Matt Morgan giant, which is fun.
Now,
like, he's not like a big, like, Great Khali looking dude. He's just a big guy.
You actually made a good point right there.
And sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, Matt Morgan had all the looks and all the potential in the world, but he didn't amount to anything.
Exactly. But he didn't have NXT. So they're doing it with NXT.
True.
They're finding things. They're doing stuff. They're going to work it out. Oh, he's like a big, bland, white meat babyface. Yep. He's in NXT. Yeah, and they're going to say, all right, here's what worked, and let's go from there, and et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah.
How did they do to Matt Morgan when they actually... Because they just threw him on the main roster?
He had a stuttering gimmick.
He also had no charisma, so that was also a thing.
And it's like I said, he didn't quite have the same system. I think he had OVW at that point and whatnot, but there's differences to that. Yeah. But
he even went to
I think
Impact.
Dijakovic will benefit. So.
Yeah. He even went to Impact and kind of sucked. So
he honestly should have been their champion a couple times over, but somehow Jeff Hardy's the one they went with. Up to the whole drug thing, whatever. But no, Dijakovic is a good example of how they'll figure this stuff out. And Killer Cross is already ahead of him, I think, charisma-wise.
Yeah.
For that.
No, I definitely would put him over Dijakovic.
It's not that hard.
That guy. It drives me nuts when I can't think of something. I looked it up. John Schuyler is the guy I was talking about that nobody knows. I just had to say that just to complete my thought. Who Timothy Thatcher went to a draw with in Charlotte. Anyway,
I've heard nothing but good things about Thatcher. Like, he's
really good.
I've not seen him, but apparently he's awesome. So that's a cool get. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I don't. I've seen very little. The stuff I have. He just. I was one of the people that you kind of were commenting on. Like, I think he is born and bred for NXT.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I think he's going to struggle a little bit on if he goes to the main roster. He might not ever go. Who knows? Some people.
And that's okay.
I agree. Now NXT is its own brand, and I am perfectly fine with people just going to NXT and thriving in NXT. They don't need to go to the. Call ups aren't really a thing that much anymore.
But you can still move him around and see what happens. Like,
sure.
Baszler outgrew NXT.
Oh, God, yes.
She's not being called up. She did everything she could. Let's go elsewhere.
You're damn right.
Balor is like, you know what? He was better over here. Let's go back. And he's doing great over there. It's just you find the right fit for the person. And some people will benefit on the bigger stage, like Elias, 100% better in the Raw and SmackDown environment than NXT was. So who knows what happens? Like, Keith Lee's going to be a
he's
Raw
going
and
to be
SmackDown
big
guy before long. Like, you can tell which ones are which. So yeah, Dijakovic, maybe Cross isn't meant for Raw or SmackDown, but I think he can easily get there. It just depends on what they do with him and how they go. So yeah.
Peanut, are you still with us? I haven't heard your voice in a little bit. Just
no, he died. He died a while ago.
Sorry, I'm here.
Okay.
Hey, he's
okay.
Oh my God.
I want to hear, what are your thoughts on Killer Cross and Timothy Thatcher being signed by the WWE?
Not bad. I would watch again.
Do you know who they are?
do you know either one of those individuals?
One of them is from CZW.
Oh my God.
And one of them is from.
Is that true?
CRW.
I don't think I know Timothy Thatcher never wrestled in CZW. I'm not sure about Killer Cross. I might have to look that up real quick.
Ooh, I hopefully that way we got a new video there.
There's a chance, but I don't recall ever hearing about that. I'm loading
Pull up the tapes.
I'm loading it up right now.
So he
has not. He has not.
What's the over/under on Cross debuting with Scarlett Bordeaux? Since she's also
I hope
in NXT?
so. Holy shit, they have to be. I mean, they don't have to be,
Like
obviously, but
they've held her off for a bit, right? But yeah, like she's ready. So
that would be a perfect combo, I think.
Vince McMahon shows up on the NXT fucking booking meeting and goes, "I want to make him a cuck."
Hey, I mean,
Nellis was on 205. He's back. So.
What black guys do you have on the NXT roster, pal?
Son of a bitch. Peanut, you son of a bitch. Timothy Thatcher has wrestled in CZW.
I knew it.
Three times. He's had 3 matches in CZW. Why did I?
What's his record? His record is 1-2.
His record is It is 1-2. Yes. Wait, what the fuck?
Boom.
Did you look?
It looks
Anyway,
like you're looking at the same fucking webpage.
I'm not.
yeah, he was. This is in 2014. He had 3 matches. He actually was in Best of the Best. How did I not recall this? I don't recall. Crazy. Yeah, Best of the Best is CZW's
He had
every
3
year.
matches and he did.
Like, I'm
not their champion.
he had his proper name, right? Like he wasn't under some other name.
No, he wrestled as Timothy Thatcher. He wrestled in the Best of the Best tournament, Best of the Best 13, which is Best of the Best is like just a random tournament where they have all of the best wrestlers, technical, high flying, all that kind of stuff.
Someone would say the best of the best.
Best of the best.
I'm just shocked he was never their champion.
3 matches, so no, didn't
That's
quite
enough.
get there.
Did he not just win the MLW title? It was Evolve, I think he won. That's right.
Yeah, it was Evolve. Yeah, in MLW, he had kind of like a 50-50.
So here's, I guess, hey, I might have to do a breakout. They wrestle in CZW one day when he gets popular enough.
You're welcome.
Here's the first match he had. Timothy Thatcher defeats Dalton Castle. You might know who that is. You maybe heard of Dalton Castle.
Yep.
Drake Younger defeated Timothy Thatcher.
He's a ref.
Yeah, he is now. Yep. So, and then he was in another match where he lost to the Christ brothers, Dave Christ, Jake Christ. Adam Hangman Page was also in that match. I don't know if you've heard of that guy or not, but yeah. Anyway,
he's some guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I haven't actually.
But anyway,
in NXT.
Yeah, one day. But anyway, yes. So Timothy Thatcher, surprisingly, has been in CZW before. Look at that. I didn't even know myself.
God damn it.
Good job, Peanut. Good job.
You did not know. No, he did not know that. Don't give him that.
Oh, I totally knew. It's how It's just as I knew.
He knew his record.
Mojo Rawley.
It was a safe. Yeah, no, God, that's right. Yeah.
Mojo won the Battle Royal. Yeah.
It was a safe bet. I'll give you that.
That's why
you made a calculated risk.
By the way,
Peanuts is a savant. He might not know a lot, but he does know his CZW records.
There it
I
is.
go to McDonald's all the time, and I always see them wrestling. So
Oh, well, look at you. Look at you. You son of a bitch. You ruined it. You've ruined it. I was praising you and you ruined
No, he made it better. Now it's real good.
it. So anyways, yes, they were signed. I already got one of my yearly predictions right, so I'm ahead of the game already on you guys. So I guess
Hi, Dory.
let's end the show talking about what our current thoughts are on the Wednesday Night War. As far as we've been doing this for a while now, since October? When did they start? Dynamite? October. So since October.
Yep.
October,
Yeah.
November, December, January. So we got about four months roughly in the bank here. What are your guys' thoughts? I guess we'll start with Peanut because we need to.
of course.
Who do you think has the edge right now? You can, if you want to look at numbers, if you want to look at ratings, you can. But which show on Wednesday night, the NXT or Dynamite, has your attention more than the other, and how do you think they're doing?
All right, so you're saying someone sitting behind me, safety's off of the gun,
Oh, it's right to your
right at
head.
the back of my head, and they're saying, pick a channel. Once you select it, you can't go back, even if it sucks. I'm
Sure.
going NXT.
Okay. And why are you going NXT? Is there anything that jumps out that? Why
I
you pick-
know the names.
Okay, I mean, for some people that's a thing.
Like JR, it's important. You gotta know who these people are.
God, JR
That was a
doesn't
half joke. That's a half joke. I
know.
mean,
JR doesn't know anybody.
No, he knows a few.
Yeah. Okay. Any elaboration? You want to throw anything else out there, or is that just
but
that's your pick?
I am the ignorant opinion here, but it doesn't feel like it's a war. It just feels like there's two shows going on, and AEW is trying to find its feet. From
Okay.
what I've seen, it's good, but I don't think it's a quote unquote. The war is just the made up thing because it happened 20 years ago. So now every time
Yes.
wrestling's on at the same time, it's a war.
Correct.
I just don't think TV works that way anymore. So
Okay. All right. Have you seen?
I just think it's like saying the AEW and SmackDown war, because who watches stuff live?
Well, they're not on the same time though. But I see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying, and I do kind of agree about the the forced war type deal. But AEW, when they first started, everybody was talking about, like, Cody and all them were like, hey, we're just gonna do our thing. We're not gonna take shots. And then immediately took shots right off the bat.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I mean, what are you guys doing here?
But it seems like that died down. It seems.
I would say, yeah, it does seem. I would agree. I think it's died down a little bit. In NXT, of course, when you're the more back brand, I guess, they haven't really taken hardly any shots that I can recall, as far as at Dynamite. But I guess, Scott, we'll go to you next. With that gun to the back of your head, what are you
Safety's
picking there?
off.
Safety, yeah, no safety.
Oh, safety's off NXT.
Okay. What do you think?
Well, you sound disappointed.
No. I'm at Peanuts probably
They're like-
That was
disappointed.
you were like safety's off. Oh, so
Now, for me, it's literally a case because I know AEW's been winning the numbers. Doesn't matter to me.
Mhm.
And it's been consistent. Doesn't matter to me. I look at what AEW is doing, and it's not enough to make me want to follow it and watch it the same way as the other stuff. It's literally in line with a Raw or a SmackDown, and that's. I mean, on top of that, their mission statement was they were going to be different than that. It doesn't feel like it because they do the same kind of stuff, just with slightly different people and slightly different situations. But it's still this kind of story or that kind of thing. I get it. It's wrestling. It's all going to be there. But their mission statement was to be different to get that other audience. To me, it doesn't feel any different. They're still doing the silly things here, the same silly ideas, the same execution is just as bad as any other wrestling company when they're millions of dollars and they can easily do it better. It just doesn't feel any different or any better.
not
Like
to
they're
cut you
claiming
off,
it is.
Scott, but as soon as they did, like, I saw that they were doing like a faction is leading their television.
Inner Circle.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like, all right, they're just doing what TNA did.
Now, it also feels incredibly like this WCW brought back. Not a bad thing. I'm okay with that, but it's not different. When they wanted to get the fans that lapsed, they mean the ones that stopped watching in March 2001. As if WCW died and they're waiting for it to come back, and here it is, and they've tuned in on TNT, and it's back. Now, they're capturing a bit of that feel, but wrestling has moved on from that. It's been 19 years. And to think, oh, this is the way it should be done. No, not necessarily. In some ways, yeah, what's old is new again. But a lot of it just doesn't really hold. And you see stuff. People love that angle with Cody getting the 10 lashes from MJF. They fucking loved it. And I get it. The emotion was there and it was great. And he took the 10 lashes and he did not need to do that. And I look at that and go, dude, it's fake. What are you doing? Like, what is the point of being literally whipped during Black History Month? What are you doing?
Oh my God, I never even thought of that.
This is the woke company, by the way, guys.
But beyond that, Daniel Bryan took more shots in the strap match with The Fiend a month prior to that. And it was like, okay, so what's 10 lashes? You're just not fighting back during it. And it's all to get a match with MJF because of these ridiculous stipulations, and MJF is doing it. He wants his hands on him. Just fight him before he does it. See, I outsmarted you. Why is he going through the hoops? It's such ridiculous, overbooked goofiness. I don't like that.
And I will actually say this. I think that's like the best thing AEW has going right now, too.
Oh, most times, Cody's the one making it work.
Yeah.
I freely admit that. But when you look at the logic on this, there's too much. What is the point of all this? He just wants to fight MJF at the pay-per-view. Fight him now. He's in your face. Why do you have to go? All I need to do is get a match. Punch him and punch him some more. That's what you want. Like it seems weird. At the same time,
though, he doesn't get a real victory.
Yeah, but we talked about the ratings already. Those don't matter either because Battle Royal.
I'm not talking about rankings. I'm talking about the eyes of the fans and the storyline.
On top. Well, yeah. At the same time, stuff with Moxley, they can do no wrong. Moxley's been amazing. That's also part of him. That's been great. And I mean, yeah, I'll say it. I like the stuff with Orange Cassidy. The crowd loves it. It's fun. They're on board with it. They'll be best friends. I don't care for them. Whatever. There is something for everyone. Cody is at least getting that right when he talks about that stuff. The Bucks do their flippy shit. Paige is a lot of fun being a drunk, hold my beer. There's a lot good going on there. But there's a lot of inconsistency that's not any different from any other show. It's just a different cast. I go over to NXT, and it just has a different feel. And it's everything that Cody says he's trying to do, I think NXT is actually pulling off.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it a lot more. And it's not a matter of knowing one versus the other. It's just like everything they're saying, oh, we want to be different. No, this is being different. Stop saying you're going to be different and be different. NXT is being different.
Okay. Lee, what about you?
Biggest problem here is AEW needs to get newer fans. They need to bring back old fans and newer fans, and they're not doing it. NXT doesn't need to do shit. They're not in this game to win it. They're in this game just to take away views from AEW. And as far as that goes, it's fine. If you put AEW up against Raw or SmackDown, it's a total different story. Anyone who's given a shit about the ratings game or whatever, the numbers, all of a sudden it would just be a totally different story. AEW is, there's so many good points to it, and then there's so many frustratingly bad shit that they insist on sticking to because a lot of these fucking mud show goofs are friends with the Bucks and shit. And I mean, I'm with Jim Cornette. I want to see Orange Cassidy just have his knees broken and run into the business. I don't give a fuck. He's got no goddamn value at all. I don't care if he can work. It doesn't matter. I don't want to see him work. Everyone's always saying, wait until you see him work. Wait until he finally steps up and has a match and actually works. It's like, I don't want to see it now because he spent too much time with his hands in his fucking pockets getting his ass handed to him by fucking jobbers like the Dark Order. And it's pathetic. And then there's just so many other frustrating things, like the women's division is absolute trash. They need to dump it. I get it that it's not going to politically look very good for them to dump a women's division after coming in as the woke company and stuff. So
I don't think they can. I don't think they can.
But I mean, god damn that division. Get Kenny Omega's fucking ass out of that booking for that division.
Get his dick out of that booking.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Get his dick out of the fucking 13-year-old schoolgirl.
Oh my god.
him and Riho
Oh no!
fly
God.
off fly off to some country where it's legal to molest minors or
Oh
whatever the
my
fuck he's
lord!
doing.
Ooh.
But that division stinks, and it all comes down to the booking. It's terrible, and also half their roster in their women's division isn't all that good. Let's just be honest; they're not that good. They don't hold up to the NXT women's division at all. Not that anyone really does at this point, but I mean, it's not even close. On the NXT side of things, their biggest problem is that sometimes it feels a little too samey and a little too stale. But I already spoke on how it looks like they're trying to tweak that a bit. And AEW seems like they're trying to tweak stuff a bit here and there too. So I got to give them credit for that. They're at the very least they're focusing on the really good stuff. They're focusing on the MJF. They're focusing on the fucking Jericho. They're focusing on Cody. Focusing on Adam Page. They're keeping all the goofy shit usually to the middle of their fucking show. They usually have Orange Cassidy on the fucking small screen during commercial breaks, so no one has actually have to watch them and be embarrassed to watch wrestling on TV. And yeah, it's not really a race. I think both companies are doing all right, and NXT is just generally better because they've been at it longer and they know what they're doing.
So if that gun was to your head and you had to pick one, you would go NXT?
Oh yeah, no question about it.
Okay, interesting. Not surprising for all of you to pick NXT. As far as what I look at when I see AEW, right now it reminds me a lot of Impact Wrestling or TNA when they first started out. I think they're riding this wave still of just being the new company. Like, you're getting all this stuff for the first time and everything's new, but I honestly don't think it's that good. I think it's still fresh. So I think that's holding up right now. And I hope they can change it. I'm not sitting here saying, oh my God, they're fucking doomed. And I hope they can change it because everybody knows. I mean, Impact started out the same way where it was all brand new. It was all fresh. And over the years, they've been able to evolve, in my opinion. Not a lot of people, say what you will about Impact, TNA, whatever. I've come to really enjoy and love Impact over the years because I was with them since day one. But there's a big difference with AEW and Impact for me personally. I have never seen the fans so goddamn annoying over Impact or TNA as the AEW fan base is. It hurts that company, for me, in my opinion, my eyes, so much when you get online and you get fucking thrashed over making a simple comment about something. It's the fan base really ruins it so much for me personally in social media.
Now, I did say something about that when you said oh, you remember when Twitter didn't ruin everything for you with wrestling?
Oh, that was just social media in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
my comment was
that was not just wrestling.
No,
That's everything. Yeah.
I thought that was wrestling. Forgive me. Oh, fair enough. But my opinion there, I mean, it's take it or leave it because sometimes you just got to react angrily on the internet. Who doesn't? I'm there too. But it really should only mess with what you let it mess. Like if you're oh God, they're so wrong, I need to prove them otherwise. No, you don't, because it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Again, easier said than done. Believe me.
That definitely applies to wrestling, but when I made that, I was definitely talking more about politics stuff. But
fair.
It
Fair enough.
100% also, in my opinion, does apply to wrestling as well. But I was in the mindset at that point of just, oh my God, politics are just goddamn. It's back, baby. It's back. It was better for a while, but it's back.
No, you really summed up what I was trying to say. How it's just not as good, and it's that's exactly it. It's just not there. And I think Jericho even said this back around I think December. He apparently was talking on this podcast about how he was having meetings saying look, the honeymoon period is over. We got to knuckle down now. You can't just ride on these laurels.
Yeah.
And I saw a tweet about this, said after how Portland, because everybody who watched the Portland TakeOver knows how insane that crowd was.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And someone said, imagine taking that idea and taking NXT to another city every week, and they're that hot for it every Wednesday. Isn't it that easy? Why don't they do that? And I'm like, because it's not going to be a takeover every Wednesday.
Yep.
And it's going to get samey. It literally was a special moment. That's why it was that. Not every crowd sounds like that. because they're not all like that. And you can hear that now with the AW crowds. It's there. It's still good. They're like Nitro crowds where they're still pretty hot, but it's not the same as it was in October, November.
Yeah. And
that's just but the nature of it being. They don't sell out everything instantly anymore. Like it's not the hot new ticket that you want to get involved in because you know it's going to be there next week and next week and next week and next week.
I don't know if their TVs sell out at all anymore, honestly.
Well, exactly. No, but that's my point, though. Because people have that opinion of it's always going to be there. So what's the specialness of it? Remember when people were like, "Oh, I want to be there for every show." Now it's like, it's weekly, whatever. I'll go next time. Yeah. And the immediacy, the specialness of it, which made it a thing, is gone. Now it's just another thing. Yep. Now what? And now what do you do with that? So,
and I'm just going to say this right now. I don't know how far AEW is going to go. They might be in business 20 years from now. I don't know. But I think the best thing, if this company shut down in 5 years from now, 10 years from now, or 15 or whatever, I think the best thing that's ever going to come out of this company based off of what I see right now is MJF. This dude is he's got everything. I think he is the best thing in AEW right now. He's the main thing that I tune in for. Even I'm a big Moxley fan. I would rather tune in to see if there was a promo, one or the other. If I know there's a promo coming up, whether it's going to be MJF or Moxley, I would rather watch the MJF promo because I know it's going to be different. He doesn't care about being a bad guy, and I love people that don't care about getting real heat, and that dude does not care, and he thrives off of it, and MJF is super special.
I saw something with MJF around All In when it was like, oh, this guy's good. Like, okay,
yeah,
this is the real deal. I think he was on. He was on CZW too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a former CZW World Champion.
He was the Wire title as well. Yeah.
Yes. Correct.
But he was there. Like he was one of those guys. Like, oh, could be good. Yeah. No, they literally snuck in and got him before WWE did because he's the kind of guy who would excel on the biggest stage. Easily, he can talk anybody into an arena to watch him get his ass beat.
Yeah, and he's not afraid. That's what I really like about him more than almost anything. I mean, yes, he's good, but he's not afraid to say things that are like controversial. But he's doing it to get heat. He does, of course, he doesn't really mean those. That he's doing it to get heat. That's his job.
It's the job. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I really like about him more than anything.
Some will say this is blasphemous and it's not meant to be the same way, but he reminds me of Piper. Where it's just like, this is what I think. Fuck you otherwise.
I can see that. I mean, Moxley was compared to him back in the day with his promos and stuff. And Moxley's still good. I'm obviously with his promos and stuff, but I'm just telling you, man, something about MJF is just more appealing as far as where he's willing to go and what he's willing to do to get people mad at him. It's just you don't see anybody else doing that right now.
It's the Bully Ray school of I will do anything to do it no matter what it takes. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, and people have their he shouldn't say anything controversial or people shouldn't say controversial things nowadays. But in wrestling, I will always say, and I know there's things that should be taboo in the real world, but wrestling, to me, in my opinion, you can hate me if you want. In wrestling, it's a different world, and I think you should be allowed to say those things if you don't mean them. Yeah. If you don't mean them, if you're doing it as like if you really believe like something, if he says something racist, which he came to the Charlotte shows, and he said something, it wasn't racist, but it was. I don't remember the exact quote, but he said something about you people and like emphasized it. And I had XO Kev and that guy Jack, who's in our prediction league, with me at the show, and XO Kev just screamed out instantly, "What the fuck you mean, you people?" Like it was a genuine, like it was super genuine, and like that was obviously he didn't.
Bomber.
Yes.
When you're with him in person, do you call him XOXO Kev?
XO Kev? No, that's what people identify him as. If our prediction league people, he goes by Kev. His name's Kevin.
I would hope you would call me Peanut. That was.
I would definitely call you Peanut. Yeah, no, he goes by Kev, but.
Well, and I'll mention that because the New Day on their podcast talked about stuff where the whole Kofi Mania thing was going on, and McMahon came out and literally said a line about people like you don't belong in the main event, and they loved that because it was vague. Did they mean people who were under a certain height, smaller people, people of color, mid-carders, nerds? What do you mean by that? And whatever the audience member takes from that makes it feel real. You get involved, you go in, and it appeals to more people. Like, it's not necessarily one thing or the other, and they love that. That's the same thing here. If you take that reaction for it, perfect. I don't even need to say it. I can imply it, and you all go ape shit. Excellent. And like you said, wrestling, they're acting. They don't really mean that. It's different. I even would argue, like a stand-up comedian, that's not what they really think. They're telling jokes. And
Exactly.
this is,
yes.
That's a
right.
big one,
And this is like, if you look at an actor in a movie who says the N-word, oh, he said the N-word. Yeah, no, it was in the script on the thing, and he's not really that person. Like, it's different.
Now,
but for some reason, wrestlers are viewed as that. Oh God, he said that thing because he was on TV making people angry, and he said the word. Sure did.
Kind of like the Val Venus thing.
Well, I would say the one instance where it's a no-no is when JBL did like the Sieg Heil stuff. That's illegal in the country he did it in. That don't do that.
Oh
that's
yeah, and he got punished for it. Yeah, and he was doing it to get heat, but that's
but it was literally illegal. You don't do it.
Yeah, that's different if it's illegal, I guess.
That's the one. Like, you shouldn't do stuff with the flag, but
that's stuff that can get heat. And I mean, I have no problem with that. Some people do, and that's fine. I don't think you're wrong. If you think I'm wrong,
if they go on a dirt
on
sheet
you.
and say, I meant every word of it, I stand by that because you people, I hate all black people.
Yeah,
don't cut that.
It is
but
different.
If they
Too
say
late.
that, okay, you know what? He is a piece of shit. Like Val Venus. There's your segue.
Like, don't be Val Venus or don't be Lars Sullivan. Whatever.
Yeah. Don't be
or,
Lars Sullivan.
Or Hulk
don't
Hogan.
be with Lars Sullivan.
Or Hulk Hogan. Or Hulk Hogan's sex tape dropping N-bombs and stuff. I mean, that's behind the scenes. That's real shit.
Yeah, that wasn't character. That was actually a thing.
Yeah, see, that's obviously. I mean, you shouldn't have to say this kind of shit, but yeah, that's obviously not cool. If somebody's saying something, nobody's saying N-bombs on wrestling shows.
But if people really think that MJF is that, you do realize that they can say it's unscripted. All that means, though, is they literally didn't write it out and are reading from a script like an actor. They still have things they are going over. They're still going over with a producer. They're still going with TV.
They still have a character.
Clear stuff. It's a character. It's not really him saying these things.
Yeah.
Off the cuff. Because he walked out there and I'm going to say this. No, everyone's cleared because I'm sure someone in the network on TNT is like, hey, don't do that. As long as you don't swear and say that you're fine. Okay, whatever. Like, there's that back and forth because they probably have the rapport with the network, blah, blah. Again, I don't know. I'm presuming it. But when they say unscripted, doesn't mean they make it all up. They still go through, I'm going to hit these points because next we're going to say that part and do that part. That's still scripted. But it's not literally written word for word because Ambrose got that kind of stuff. He talked about that. It's not, that's kind of scripted. It's still plotted. It's still like treatmented.
And that is one of the, because I was saying some negative things about AEW, but there are also plenty of positives as far as the whole scripted angle and stuff. How it's not as scripted. You got better, more authentic, genuine promos, which come off way better than the shit you get in WWE, mostly in NXT too. We already talked about how much I dislike the broserweights and shit, that whole thing. AEW definitely has a lot of stuff. They're not afraid to be more pushing the envelope, more hardcore, obviously, as we've seen. And for me, that I enjoy that style a little bit more. There are plenty of positives, but overall, I think that AEW I still think it's more on that. It's new and it's fresh and it's still getting over right now. But if they don't start improving their storylines, just getting stuff less goofy and horrible, and I think they're gonna go through some a WCW phase as far as the way WCW was at the end of their time. I don't see much different that AEW is doing now, honestly. But people are loving it.
And I'm a little worried because if Jericho retains over Moxley, you could get that backlash where, Hogan never lost it when he was in charge of the NWO. You might get that knee-jerk, I don't want it unless it's what I want. Because they do get what they want, all the fans, with AEW. They get their Luchasaurus, they get their Orange Cassidys, they get Jericho doing stuff that they like and getting comeuppances, and they do get a lot of it with MJF. They like to hate him. They do a lot of that. It's a very smarky audience. But you still got to give them what they want. And if you tease them Moxley and then don't pull that trigger, they might start to bail at that point. That could be a turning point where they go like, oh, this is more Jericho. Yeah, he's awesome, though. I'll keep watching for a little bit. But it wouldn't be striking that iron. And I could be overthinking it, but that just really feels like a Hogan retained over Piper. He retained over everybody. It's like, you got tired of wanting to see him lose. because you didn't want to risk that it's the 9th time out of it. Like it was a big difference from the Flair stuff back in the day, because that's why Flair was so many multi-time champion. He would lose it and win it back.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't lose it all the time. It was over a matter of years. Now it's a matter of months, and Hogan had the belt for like a year and a half, I think, at one point. You got tired of it. It's like, he just keeps winning. It's boring. I don't care.
So
I don't want Jericho to be that, but it's worrying.
I got to tag out, guys.
Yep, we're wrapping up. Yeah, we'll see you later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna close here in just a second. So have a good
I
night.
will say, if anyone from the Discord ever meets me in person, I want you to call me the Midnight Rider.
There it is. There it is. It's official. Yeah, but just to close my final thoughts before we close the show here on the whole AEW NXT thing. I think NXT has the better talent, the better wrestler. When I say talent, I mean that's more than just pure wrestling ability overall. I think they have the better behind the scenes. They got better production value. I think overall, I think the show is just bottom line better. But if you had me pick tomorrow, or next week, are you gonna watch NXT or Dynamite? I would probably pick Dynamite simply because it's still in that things are just new and different. And I've seen a lot of the stuff, like especially with Ciampa and Gargano. Yes, they're fantastic. I already talked about how they're new, but I've kind of already seen it. Yes, they have they're switched their heel and face and stuff dynamic. But if I turn into AEW, I'm still going to see something different. I think that's good for now, but if they don't evolve later, they're going to run into that problem, and I'll start choosing NXT over them. But I honestly would still pick watching Dynamite over NXT at this moment.
I think the way to sum that up is when Gargano Ciampa happens, you're going to enjoy it.
Oh,
but
sure.
It's like, okay, we've seen that. We'll get there. But over on AEW, you never know what you're going to get because it's all still kind of new. You're like, oh, neat. Okay, this is different.
Very true.
Is it as good? Maybe not, but that was neat. That's okay, cool.
That's the funny part. Yes. Is it as good? No, but it's different right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, like I said, there's only so many times they can do that stuff before they've run out of stuff.
Yep.
Like NXT too, though. Like they announced that Tegan Nox is going to face Dakota Kai in a street fight in 2 weeks. That's going to be their third match in a month.
The same exact match stipulation? That's weird. I knew that they were going to go again,
sorry.
but
did I say street fight? I meant steel cage.
Okay, that's different then. Okay,
forgive me. I think I goofed that up.
Yep.
Okay. But again, it's something different, something new. Okay, interesting, cool. And there's nothing wrong with having a feud literally have multiple iterations of its stuff going through. Like these two just want to tear each other apart. That's neat. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But meanwhile, over on AEW, you've got think of it back to the WCW days. You've got Jericho with his inner circle flunkies fighting against the lone wolf in Moxley, who's kind of tearing at them, but not quite getting it done. But he's always getting close. That's literally how WCW was with Hogan as NWO leader and champion for like 3 years. It worked, but it's like, I've seen that. I like Moxley, I like Jericho, I like the people involved, but you're doing nothing different from what I've seen. So
yep,
there's real danger there that they're going to just play the hits and not make their own newness.
And we'll see. I mean, obviously, I hope for the best, and we will see how they do. But that's
key.
Yes,
we all hope for the best on it. None of this is shitting them.
Well, some people don't.
Failing.
Yeah, some people don't.
No.
And if we don't say it, some people will think we're hearing that.
The simple fact that if I say I'm looking more forward to AEW than NXT, if I said that, why do you hate NXT? I don't. That's not what I said at all. I like Peanut said, just fucking watch both. Who watches the? You might watch one live, then you watch the other one. It's not like you missed it and it's gone forever. We're in a different world now, so. Yeah.
And so there we go. We're definitely closing this episode out. But as we do, just announced 13 minutes ago as us recording this, Nikki and Brie Bella will return to the Blue brand on a Moment of Bliss on SmackDown this Friday. So I'm calling it.
I wonder why.
They're announcing it right there. Yep. They are going to announce it right there for the Hall of Fame. There it is. It's happening. So we could be wrong, but more than likely.
Well, they won't announce it themselves. They'll just happen to be there the same night so they can react to it.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. Either way, that's probably what's going to be going down. So,
or Nikki Bella's coming back for one more match.
Yeah,
she's pregnant.
She's pregnant. Literally, they're both pregnant.
She's a trendsetter.
No, I don't think they're allowed to do that.
All I know is I'm
You're
looking
telling Owen
forward.
what she can do and what she can't
Oh
do.
God damn it, Peanut! Don't even go there, you son of a
All
bitch.
I know, we didn't talk about it, but I'm looking forward to Goldberg versus the Fiend on my birthday. Let's fucking do this.
That's right. And we hopefully we
At
will.
12 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, I got the day off. I'm gonna watch it live.
Perfect. I'm actually working night side that day, so I'll be able to watch some of it before work. I'll be at work during the rest of it. That's kind of a bummer, but
Oh,
yeah, I didn't know it was this week. But anyway,
it's Thursday at noon.
yeah.
Fuck.
And I would be able to watch it normally because I would get home from work right at that time, but I'm filling in
Yeah.
for somebody, so I got fucked.
Oh, hey, everybody in JRPL, the deadline's going to be like 11 o'clock a.m. Put your picks in Wednesday. Don't wait till Thursday. You'll forget. Don't no show.
Yep, you
please.
too, Peanut. You hearing that? You too.
Of course, I never no show.
That's right.
Just sometimes.
You never no show. You show up when you want.
He always shows up when he plans to.
Yes, when he plans to. He's never no show once.
If he's not there, he didn't no show. He was never going to be there.
That's it.
I don't even know what my record is, but I assume I'm undefeated.
You're
and in the main event.
We'll just go with that. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. But all right, it is time to get out of here. We went long, but we haven't had a show in a month, so I'm hoping we can come back bi-weekly, but you know what? We'll see. I'm not
We have a new
promising.
Mania season. We got to
have
come
a-
back.
We have a new day. So
Yes, we are. We normally record on
don't know.
Thursday. We switched to
but this is
Wednesday.
probably going to get released the same day, though.
I was going to ask that, actually.
I'll probably I'd rather just keep it the same day. It'll release on Friday at like 4:30 in the morning. Usually when I release them, so it's available when people wake up to go to work on Friday. Because I know I always like to listen to podcasts on my way to
That is
work.
true.
So
But that was for some behind the scenes goodness. As we decided to change the day we aim to record on.
yes, so hopefully that helps out a little bit. And I'm trying to get Zion on the show too. By the way, it's just he's so tied up in politics, guys.
I
Well,
think I unfollowed him. I still his
no.
friend. I just unfollowed him. 'cause
Well, I
just-
know he was always streaming Thursday nights for sure, so that
Well,
this might make it better, but he might Wednesdays as well.
yeah, he didn't stream tonight, but he just didn't get back. Either way, we're trying. We'll get him on. Don't worry. I know a lot of fans out there really like Zion, and we'll get him on here. So don't worry about that. You know, obviously you come for Peanut, you get Zion sometimes, and then hey, the rest of us, me, you, Scott, we're here.
Sometimes here.
We're here too. But either way, we're getting out of here. We'll see you guys eventually. I'm not going to say 2 weeks. I'm going to say eventually. We will see you on the next episode.
We'll be back in a week.
Oh, dear Lord. All right. See you guys next time.
Bye.